Okay, welcome back, VODs. I may have just accidentally stopped recording on you, but I promise it was a complete accident. Oh god, I'm still not fully adapted to, like, controlling two DSs at once. Like, it's not a skill I can just pick up and be like, right, let's do this now. Okay. Okay, we're good to go. Does the counter work? Yeah, let's go. Okay, cool. We are in. Hope everyone's had a good day. Well, to be fair, the day's done for me. It's literally the 22nd now, so technically it's day 6, but don't tell anyone. I'm going to keep it at day 5. You know, considering I missed the first 3 days anyway, so I can't miss day 5 as well. Because I nearly threw a ball 1 minute into the stream. That would have been extremely embarrassing. Right. What do I need to sort? My second monitor is so overstimulating. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. It's so overstimulating. There's just tabs everywhere, like notepads, words, my auto counter software, all my DS screens. I need to sort this. Sorry. Okay, cool. But no, anyway, I hope everyone has had a good day. If you're in the UK, if you're in America, you probably still got most of the day left. And if you're in Australia or that part of the world, your day's literally started. But welcome in. What did I do yesterday after stream? I started script writing for the video before this one. So on the CobeVODS channel, hey Smiggle, early on the CobeVODS channel, there will be my first ever 8192 hunt, and then the Safari Zone video. Can everything be heard? The OGDS is muted, thankfully, this time. I listened to that back, and that was so annoying, so I apologize to anyone that had to sit through that. Like, that would have actually drove me crazy. Like, I'm gonna keep it straight up. It sounded horrible. Like, you could just hear duplicate audio. And it was vile. But we are good to go from today. I'll never do that again, so apologies to anyone that had to listen to that, and VOD watchers. Thank you for putting up for that. I wanted to literally clip my story about the fan zone that I went to at the World Cup and upload it, but I was like, can I really upload that when the audio sounds so, like, jagged and rough just from the DS's? So I still don't know if I want to do that or not yet. But I'm feeling a bit sleepy, so we've got some hype music going. And then maybe later into the stream, we can put some more calm music on. But my god, is it hot in my room right now? But I can't have my window open, because if I have my window open with the light on, like, I'm gonna attract every moth within like a 17-mile radius, pushing 18-mile radius. So we've got to put up with a fan. But today, what did I do today? Oh no, I forgot to go get the chip. But that's something tomorrow. Let me make a note of that. Go get hot chip. I genuinely completely forgot about it. I'll keep it real. My bad. Everything else is ready. It's just that, but it's at the parcel collection point, so it's not as if it's not ordered. It's like half a mile away from me. That's the only problem. But I don't think we're gonna get shiny tonight. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I know every encounter it could happen. I'm not feeling it tonight. I did a few hundred encounters after stream as well. Literally, when I was So I finished working on a script, and I was like, I'm tired, but I'm not tired enough to go to bed yet without just laying there. So what I'll do is I think I did 400, maybe 500 encounters. Before I was like, okay, nice bedtime. Now we're gonna go. But today I went shopping. I didn't really need to go shopping, to be honest with you. I did. I went to Costco and just got a few bits. Just because Costco's the best place to get. Like, they do these really good. They're like chicken balls, and they're so like versatile to what you can have them with. Like, you can have them on their own. You can have them like chips if you really can't be bothered to. But what I usually do is I'll have them with rice. And I'll cook like 7 of them, and they're quite big. They're not like mini. They're quite big. So I cook like 7 of them, and just cut them up and mix them into the rice. That's like the easiest meal ever. And I just have that every other day because how easy it is. And to be honest, it's banging even without any sauce or anything. I'm the type of convict that has rice without soy sauce or anything. I just literally have it plain with a little bit of salt. That's like my go-to meal. Like, even if I'm in the house and I'm like, oh, I could make something different. Nah, the rice is too good. All roads lead back to that rice and chicken to me. And the chicken takes like 40 minutes to cook, which is like the only negative. Because the rice takes like 5, but it's like a proper can't be bothered to dinner, whatever you want to call it. But no, I was looking because I've wore a cap all day. I was like, I can't wear a cap on stream, especially with this lighting. So I was like looking at my hair, and I got it cut. I kid you not, like coming up to 2 weeks ago. And the barbershop I go to, there's like 8 people that work there, and they only have like 4 people on at most, like when it's busiest. And I try to go like first thing in the morning, so it'll open at like, it says it opens at 9, but I always get there like 8:30, 20 to 9, and they're always open. They'll start cutting your hair early, which is kind of nice. But I rarely get like the same person, so they always like either forget how I like my hair, which I'm not being like pedantic and being like, how can they forget? Like, there's 2 main guys who have literally cut my hair for the past 5+ years, and they know. Because they've had like 3 shops that have just moved a little bit, slightly every time, and I've been with them since like the first shop, so I know them quite well, and they know me quite well, and they'll just like be able to do my hair without me even telling them what to do. But like the newer guys that they just brought on, obviously as the business has grown, are like, they just don't do it. They don't do it the same. They just first of all, I tell them what I want. You know, you sit down. I know it's first thing in the morning as well that I get my haircut, so I can't be complaining because I'm probably the warm-up haircut. As bad as that sounds, I'm the warm-up for the day. So maybe I shouldn't be going at 8:30 in the morning now thinking about it. But as I was saying, it's like the best time to go because you don't have to wait. But if I like turn up late, like not even late, like 9:30, even on like a weekday when I can, there's like 5 people, and then you're waiting like an hour and a half because there's only 2 people doing hair, and obviously cutting hair takes time. So like you waited an hour, let's say, just to get your hair cut. So I'd rather just turn up before they open and be like the first one to do it. Even if they mess it up slightly, I'm not bothered if they mess up slightly. But the last time I went, so this is how I usually have my hair. This is literally how I can only style it right now for it to look okay, other than have it flat, like I did yesterday. But to be fair, it was only flat yesterday because I literally just had a shower before stream. So I got it. I explained to him. He was like, oh, how do you... Because you're supposed to turn up to the barbers, aren't you? With clean hair and without any product in it. Just to make it easy for them. Because if not, they've got to wash it out every single time. And if everyone does that, it probably, like, adds 5 to 10 minutes per haircut. So I completely understand why they say that. But the problem is they don't know what you're trying to go for then. So maybe if I get my haircut next time, I should... like, take a photo and be like, this is how I usually have it. Cut it like this. So I usually, like, have it split down the middle when it's long enough. So the haircut starts, and he's like, what do you want? And bear in mind, I ain't been to the barbers in, like, a month and a half, 2 months, so the sides were quite long. And the main reason I went is because the sides were starting to annoy me, like it was growing over the top of my ears and things like that. And it just didn't look good anymore. So I was like, I put it off going for like 2 weeks as well, to be fair. And I was like, he's like, what do you want? I went, like, grade 2 on the sides. Back and sides, that's fine. Fade it a bit if you want to. If not, I'm not fussed. I'm not really fussed about a fade, but if they want to do it, they can do it. And then he's like, how do you do the top? I went, literally take this much off the top. This much, max. He goes, okay, got it. He's getting all his equipment out, he's spraying the hair. And he's got everything ready. He's ready to start cutting hair. He gets the top straight away. And he goes, this much off the top, yeah? I go, yep. He goes, okay. Starts cutting it. Like the front and the fringe. Halfway through the top, he goes, I'm going to do the sides now. I'm like, well, you didn't tell me that, but he gets the razor and starts doing the sides. I always find it really awkward, because I don't know if they want me to help them by, like, doing this as they go around, or if they just want me to sit like I am now. And I think it's one of these, it's so awkward to ask. And they don't really address it either. So if you're a barber, please let me know. Do you prefer when people, like, guide the head for you, or if you sit still? So then he starts doing the sides. I'm like, yeah, the sides are fine. You know, it's quite hard to mess sides up when you're using a razor. And I've told you the grade. But bear in mind, once I used to get my hair cut like grade 3, so it's like that long on the sides. So when you use grade 1 once, and grade 1 is like the minimum you can have. And that looked atrocious. I hated it, to be fair. But that's not the main part of the story. So he does the sides, all fine. It's all good. He's like shaped the sides, like with a razor, and just literally like sort it out. And he goes, so how do you usually style the top? And I'm like, that's a weird question to ask midway through a haircut after you've already cut some of the top. I think that's why he stopped. I think because he forgot to ask that question, so that's why he stopped. But anyway, I go, oh, I usually like push it to the sides. He's like, side. I'm like, yeah, the sides, like from the middle to the side. He's like, oh, okay. Then he starts styling my hair. Pretty much like it is now, but like flat, obviously, because he's not going to like give it volume. So he's literally just wet it and combed it all over. And it looks disgusting because it's way too long. So it's like dribbling down to like here on my head. And at this point, I'm like, why has he styled it like this? Like, because, like, if you're going to ask what the point of the style is, either you're going to cut it a certain way, or surely you're going to style my hair the way I just explained to you, and then you're going to cut it from there. But he starts cutting, and it's at this point, like, he's taken a lot off the top. Like, remember when I said take that much off the top? He'd already pretty much done all that before styling it. And then he's still cutting away. And I'm like... I'm not going to say anything, obviously. You know, I'm at a barbershop. I'm a bitch. I'm not going to... Like, he knows what he's doing. I'm not going to walk into, like, a music production studio and be like, what? You're doing it all wrong. Because, yeah, I've got no clue. I'm not going to start telling a barber how to cut hair, am I? Like, I understand it's my style and my hair, but it's like, I trusted the process. I was like, there's a process, there's a method to this madness. And I'm here for the ride. I'm going to put my hands up, I'm just going to chill and let it happen. I should not have done that. So he cut it to be styled like this, which is okay if that's what I wanted. So he kept just cutting away, and halfway through the cut I was like, maybe afterwards. So he's pulled it over this way. Maybe he's then gonna pull it over this way and cut this side like that. You know, maybe that's some sort of method he does when people pretty much split the hair down the middle when it's long enough. No, that was not the case. So he's cut it, and I can tell he's finishing up. Like, I don't know how, you can just kind of get the feeling when someone's finished cutting some hair. And you've got to take away about 10 days of growth from this. So this is how long, like, my hair is. It was like double this before I went to the barbershop. And I was like, he was like, oh, it's done. He started showing the back and the sides, and I was like, yeah, it's done. And he's like left it in this style, except it's just flat, and it looked horrendous. Luckily, because obviously you can't, as I said earlier, you can't wear any powder or any gel or anything in your hair. I wear a cap to the barbers, just because it looks messy, and it looked even worse with long sides. But I wanted to go to the shop next to the barbers, just to pick some bits up. So I pay. He's showing it me in the mirror before I pay. I'm like, wow, yeah, good job, man. This looks great. This looks great. If I wanted this style, you know, I'm not gonna cross my mind and be like, yeah, you did it wrong. This is awful. Like, that's what I wanted to say. Be like, this is not what I asked for. But I'm not gonna like ruin someone's day. It's not even 9 AM at this point, pretty much. You know, it's like a 25-minute. It's probably 9 o'clock at this point, and this guy's got like 8 hours of cutting hair left. I'm not going to ruin his day 20 minutes in, especially when they've opened early. I know they're not opened early to cut my hair, but they've opened early to cut hair. I'm going to be pedantic about it. You know, his hair, it will grow back. For the past week, my hair's just looked chopped. I was like, I hate it. I hate it. And I pretty much had to change the entire style of it whilst it's been growing out. So now it doesn't look so bad. And even if they do it right, I still hate a haircut after it's been done. I think everyone does. Even if they just take a few inches off the top. I think for like 3 to 5 days after a haircut, every haircut looks horrible. At least in my opinion, to me. Not on other people, just on me. So no matter what, I was gonna like not be happy with it, but I think it was the fact he just asked for what type of style I usually put it in. I told him. I think he didn't fully understand it, and he just cut it completely to the wrong style, but it is what it is. Will I go back there? Yeah, because there's a chance that he doesn't cut my hair for the rest of the year. Because I'm pretty sure they all do like early on different days. So as long as I don't go on, I think I went on a Tuesday. No, Thursday. Would have been last Thursday. Not last Thursday, the Thursday before. As long as I don't go on that day, it's all good. Oh, targets. But no, I tried to upload. That's the end of that story anyway, sorry. I tried to upload my first ever TikTok in years the other day. And it is so inefficient. Like, I was trying to do hashtags. Like, do you know, like, if you upload on YouTube or anything, you do, like, tags? I was trying to do tags. And it'd, like, bring up this list of recommended tags when you start typing, like Google does. But it'd start auto-filling the tags for me. And I'd be like, well, that's not what I wanted. And they'd fill in the tag for me and be like, yeah, this is what you wanted. I'm like, no. So I kept trying to spell Safari Week. And it kept going, Safari Zone. I was like, no. I don't want Safari Zone. I want Safari Week. And he just kept auto-filling. Anytime I put Safari, it'd be like, Zone, top one, enter, sorted. I'm like, okay, I'm having Safari Zone. Because I found that if I just have Safari Zone, it'll stop recommending it to me. And luckily I managed to stop having it auto-input Safari Zone by just allowing it to be there. I think I deleted it after. I might have forgot. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did. But all I wanted was Safari Week and Safari Week 2026, and I had like a 3-minute tussle with the algorithm about it wanting to for me to put Safari Zone, and I was like, no, I don't want to put Safari Zone. But I just think uploading on TikTok is so bad, especially on the maybe not on your phone. It's not as bad. I do it on the PC though, because I try not to have like obviously I've got social media on my phone, but not like anything linked to this channel on my phone, so I can't just look at it whenever. Because I'm trying to stay away from that negative perception most people say of, are you constantly looking at like your analytics and numbers and things like that. So like, if I leave it on the PC, I have to be at the PC to look at it. And when I'm at this PC, I've got more important things to be doing than looking at like previous things I've uploaded. You know, nobody remembers the past. They're all on about the next thing. So like, what's the point in looking at numbers? At least that's how I see it. But I think next time I go to upload a TikTok, I am going to send it to my phone somehow. And I'm going to try and do the caption and the hashtags through my phone. Just because of how stressful it was trying to do it. I don't know if that's because I've got... Like, I'm not 12. I'm not the main demographic for TikTok, or just TikTok on the PC is ass. But it just was not an enjoyable experience at all. But today, when so I was driving to this shopping centre, and we was stuck in a queue because there was a crash on the other side of the motorway, and we was like, why is it so slow? Because we was like, there's no like slow down signs or anything. And I kid you not, this side of the motorway, so we were going that way, and the crash was on the other side, on the traffic coming this way. And we was like, why is it stopped all of a sudden? And I swear it's because people because it was like a multiple car collision. There's like a fire ambulance, yes. A fire brigade truck there, like 3 ambulances, police, everything. Like, the other side of the motorway, cooked. Absolutely cooked. It was like, we are not coming back this way. Even if it's in a few hours, we're not coming back this way. Because there's a high chance it was still, like, at a standstill. Because there's, like, 1 lane of the 5 open. Of the 4, maybe 5 open. And all our side of the motorway was slowed down because people were slowing down while driving past it to just have a look. Be like, wow, look, a multiple car collision. Oh, that car's messed up. And then afterwards, clear. It was just good to go. It was just, I was like, what is life at this point? Sorry about that. But no, since we was pretty much stuck in a queue for like 5 minutes while people was driving past at 10 miles an hour. And looking at the unfortunate collision on the other side of the road, I was just like brainstorming some ideas, and I think I want to do like a lockout bingo style Pokemon. But when I was thinking about it, obviously you've got to have like 25 goals. And I don't know if I'd want it to be across multiple Pokemon games or set to one Pokemon game. Or you look at the bingo board and you pick the Pokemon game you want to play by looking at them. So that's like my biggest problem right now. For, like, thinking of the... It's obviously you need more than 25, because if not, I know what's going to be on the board, and it's an unfair advantage. You need like 40 ideas. But I don't know if it'd be better to... say to someone, oh, we're only playing, for example, Platinum. And we have these 25 lockout bingos cubes just for platinum. Or if you look at the board and you go, well, that's easier in platinum, but this is easier in like Scarlet and Violet. And then you like have to kind of have a quick brainstorm onto what game you want to start. Or if you just go across multiple. So I think if you're opening up, so let's say, for example, I'm playing against a random viewer. They are on Heart Gold, because I'm on Heart Gold. And I go, this advert, it's only mainline games as well. I go, this advert work really well on X and Y. So I'm going to play X and Y, and they're going to play Heart Gold. I think if it's different games, at that point, you just open it up to, you're allowed to jump across generations and jump across multiple games. Every game you do have to start from scratch. Like, you can't just boot up save files and be like, okay, I'm in the Safari Zone and now I'm going to catch a Pokemon and tick it off. Like, you have to get to a Safari Zone from scratch. Like, for example. But I think that'd be quite a cool idea. It's just finding someone to do it with. Like another creator to do it with, first of all. So I don't really know many people in the Pokemon space yet. It'd be nice to get to know some people. Just so we can do, like, fun things like that. And do collaborations. So I think there's a lot of ideas you can do with multiple people. And I enjoy watching that type of content, like lockout bingos. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it in the Pokemon space. And I'd also enjoy doing it, like, just a Nintendo one, like across multiple Nintendo games. Like, yeah, imagine you have to play Zelda, Splatoon, Pokemon, Star Fox. You know, think of any Nintendo game, and you both have, like, you have to just race through as many as possible. That'd be so fun. Like, that is content I'd enjoy, and that's like my whole ethos with content, is making content I'd enjoy watching. Because if I'm making content I'm not going to enjoy, like, how can I expect other people to enjoy it? If you know what I mean. I don't know if that makes sense. It does to me, but I don't know if it does to other people. But that's like a really cool idea I've got. It's just like working on the spaces and obviously having, let's say 30, we'll say 35 challenges that are accessible in most Pokemon games. Because it wasn't recently to be fair either. I watched like a Zelda one ages ago. It'd probably be better in the open world Pokemon games. Like, I think Scarlet and Violet would probably be the best to like test it in. Since after the intro of Scarlet and Violet, you can kind of go and do what you want. To some degree, obviously you can't, but like you can go fight the Ice Gym straight away. When I think the Ice Gym's supposed to be last. I think the first time I ever played Scarlet and Violet, first of all, I had the day off for it. I was like, oh, I can't wait to play. I can't wait to play. And oh, this is so embarrassing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Tesco, which is like a major retailer in the UK. And I'm going to pick it up at midnight. I'm just going to play it all day. Because it came out on a Friday. I was like, I'm going to play it all day as long as I can. So it's like the first Pokemon game in 2-3 years. Like the mainline one. I was like, yeah, I'm pumped. I'm ready. So I drive to Tesco at like 11:30, we'll say. I arrive at one Tesco. This Tesco is shut. I completely forgot that for some reason Tesco's after COVID in 2020 stopped being 24/7. Like, most of them just never went back to it. I was like, oh, that's annoying. And I googled. And it was like, this Tesco, the ones near me, they're not 24/7 anymore. I was like, is every Tesco going to be shut literally as the game comes out? So I drove to the speed limit, as much, like pushing the speed limit as much as I could. If it's a 40, it's a 40. But I'm staying at 40. I'm not dropping down to 39. I'm staying at 40. I get to this Tesco at like 11, 50, 55, 56. And I'm being that annoying customer that's walking in last minute. And I'm running. I'm like, I am so sorry. I know you shut soon, because I checked. It said it shuts at 12 a.m. because it's at midnight. Because it said this one closes soon. I was like, I need to go there. And I was hoping they'd just sell me the game a couple minutes early. Like, and if they couldn't, I'd be like, can you please just like serve me at midnight if it like isn't on the system until midnight, please? Because if not, I've got to wait till 9 a.m. At the earliest for like a shop to open for me to buy the game. So I was like, please can you just stay open? Like, I'm almost begging you to. And they was like, yeah, what item is it? Is it like a gift card? Or I was like, no, it's like the physical Pokemon game. There was like bad news. I was like, what do you mean bad news? There was like, we don't sell physical games anymore. I was like, really? It was like, yeah. This is how often I buy physical games that I want like there and then in the moment. Like if it's a game I'm excited for, like Splatoon, I'll pick up in the first week, but I'm not. I don't want it the minute it comes out to play it. Pokemon's like the only thing like that where I'm like, I want to play it there and then in that moment. So I was like, so it was like, yeah, there's nothing we can do. What we can do is we can sell you like the Pokemon eShop, not the Pokemon eShop, the Nintendo eShop gift cards, and you can buy it digitally. This guy was like actually quite tech savvy. Luckily it wasn't, and no offense to like older people, like 50-year-old people. I don't think they would have got what I mean if there was like, I don't think they would have recommended like buying a gift card like straight away there and then. And he was like, yeah, you could buy the gift card and you could buy it on like the eShop and you could like play it there and then. I was like, yeah, but if I wanted to do that, I would have just skipped the entire part of coming to Tesco as the game is literally about to come out. And just bought it online digitally weeks ago. And he was like, oh yeah, that's a good point actually. I was like, yeah. I was like, so do no Tesco's at all stock games? And he was like, none around here stock games anymore. And he was like, oh, and now we're closing, so you're gonna have to leave if you don't want the gift card. So I started getting notifications. Obviously, there's people like booting the game up for the first time and taking a photo of the menu and posting it on like Twitter and Reddit. I'm getting notifications about people that are starting to enjoy the game. And I'm just stood like this in Tesco, getting kicked out in like disbelief that it didn't even cross my mind that the shop, like most shops don't even sell physical games anymore. So I was like, do you know anywhere open that could be like doing a midnight launch thing like for the game? He was like, your best bet's probably like an Argos, but they're not 24/7, or like a Smith's. Smith's is like a toy store in the UK, but they are mainly the main like provider of video games now. Like if you want a video game on disc or on cartridge, you're pretty much going to a Smith's. There used to be one called Game that's similar to GameStop, but that's like gone down the drain in the past 5 years. So on the release night of Violet and Scarlet. It's Violet and Scarlet. I don't think anyone's ever said in that order. That made me feel sick saying that. On the release night of Scarlet and Violet, I left my house with the highest hopes of leaving with a copy. Like, I thought I was going to swindle the system and be like, I've got it physically and I get to play it. Nope. I got back. On the way back, I got a McFlurry from McDonald's. Just to, like, try and take away from the pain. And I'll be honest, I can remember that night. That McFlurry did not take away from the pain. And there's the thing about me, I refuse to watch gameplay of a game if I'm going to play it. So I was like, there's so many people having fun on Twitch, and people are uploading YouTube videos of like certain parts of the game. And I'm just sat here. I'm back home at this point. I'm just sat here and I've got to wait till 9 a.m. for a shop to open so I can go and buy the game. And I know that's just me being pedantic because I don't want to buy the game digitally. But I was so annoyed. I was more annoyed at myself for not even thinking about it. But I was so annoyed that, like, I left it all last minute. I just assumed this is how it was going to go. So, for next year, for Winds and Wakes, I'm going to see if anywhere's doing, like, a midnight launch, or, like, he's going to open especially at midnight for it. Because that'd be really cool, but they're probably not going to do that. Like, obviously when I was a kid, like, Game used to do that, and my dad would go, and he'd get, like, Gears of War, or, like, the new Call of Duty, and he'd get it at midnight. And I'm sure those events were cool. I never even went to one. Because most games that my dad would get would be 18, so I can't go to get it. And who's taking their, like, 8-year-old son to a midnight launch for a game? Probably not many people. Probably nobody, actually. So I need to, like, when pre-orders go live for it, I need to look at every retailer and be like, when do they open? Because my best bet, if I want to play the game and stream the game as soon as possible, other than buying it digitally, would be, like, shops that open at 7 a.m. and just hoping they have stock in. If not, it's like you have to wait till 9 a.m. when, like, again, Smiths or somewhere that sells it will open up. But it's just so annoying that if you want to play a game at, like, midnight now, you have to buy it digitally. Like, I saw today, actually, the reviews for Splatoon Raiders are coming in, and it's actually rating really high. Obviously, for single player Splatoon game, it's the first time they've done a full game on it. I didn't know if it'd be like 6 5s and 6s and the number after, or if it'd actually be quite a good Nintendo title, especially for Switch 2, because, you know, Nintendo are kind of bleeding out of titles for Switch 2 until next year. But I've seen it's got some 10s, some 9.5s, 9s. So I'm excited to watch gameplay of it before I decide if I want to buy it. But there's some games still that have come out years ago that I refuse to watch gameplay of. Like, the biggest example is the Dark Souls trilogy. I will not watch footage of the Dark Souls trilogy because I will play those games one day. And I want to, like, go in without knowing anything. Like, I did that with Elden Ring. So, when Elden Ring came out, I'd never played a Souls-like, or a Souls game in general. But I was like, this game looks cool. I want to play this game, just not day one, because it's £60 and I may hate it. And obviously, even if you've never seen gameplay of it, you know, like, FromSoft games are really hard. So I don't want to buy the game and it be extremely hard and be like, I'm like, oh, I don't like it, I don't want to play it, when I've spent £60 on it, or like $60 if you're American. So I waited until, when did I play it? Last February, not this February just gone, the February before. So like nearly a year, maybe a year and a bit until it come out before I played it, because I got an offer. And that game was so good. Like, there's not many games I'd say every person that plays games has to play. There's probably like 2 or 3 that I say people have to play, even if that's not like your genre. But Elden Ring's definitely one of them. But if it's hard and you don't like hard games and it's just annoying you, I fully understand why you wouldn't play it, because, you know, video games are supposed to be for fun. Like, the people who just like make video games and fun are just like, they just kind of ruin the experience sometimes. And if you try it and you don't like it, it's fair enough, isn't it? But it's, I don't know, that story, not even the story's not even that great, to be honest. At least I don't know enough about the story to be like, oh, here's the story and why it's amazing. Like, I'm not one of those people that will sit and watch like the 20-hour lore videos. Like, I have mad respect for the people that know the lore of games like that. That's just not something that I'd do, personally. But it's just... I was just encapsulated by it from the straight away. Even though I was dying constantly, I was like, this looks amazing. Like, the combat feels good. Like, it's rewarding, like, straight away as well. Even if you're not good at it. And I think I just played that game straight for, like, 3.5 weeks to a month. I'd put, like, 5, 6, 8 hours in a night. And I 100%ed it. I was like, that game. Not 100%ed it, but, like, pretty much did everything you could. I fought every boss, things like that. And I was like, this game is special. I know it's got DLC. And I still haven't played the DLC. Simply because it's like £40, like $40. And to me, I'm like, is any DLC worth $40? Like, I know it's supposed to be the biggest DLC released ever in gaming history. And I know people say it's like a brand new game. But it's pretty much 2/3 of the price of the base game. And that's like an entirely new experience. So you're looking at like £100 or dollars if you want a complete copy of it. And I know it's coming to Switch 2 soon. And I'm actually really excited to see how it plays in handheld. So I wouldn't mind playing it again. It's been 18 months. Or 18 months already. Wow. Yeah, let's say it's been 18 months. And I was really intrigued to see how well it runs on the Switch 2. Especially handheld. So obviously when it's docked, it's a lot more powerful. And like frame rates in those games is really important. Because like rolling, like timing needs to be consistent. You can't be having constant frame drops and frame rises. It needs to be like a constant 30 or a constant 60. Preferably a constant 60. But I don't know how well the Switch 2 is going to handle it. But that's probably a game, because I know it's going to come with the DLC. So that's like the first time I've probably experienced the DLC. I know it's going to come out at like full retail value of a game. But at least you get the DLC with it. I'm pretty sure you get the DLC with it. Let me just check that before I'm just lying to everybody. Elden Ring Switch 2. Here we go. Oh, it's a game key card? Let me just go on the Nintendo website to make sure I'm getting the information from the source. Content not playable before the 28th. That comes out next month? Wow. I didn't even realize it came out next month. I thought it came out in like November, December, so they're going to try and catch holiday like Christmas people. Download size 85 megabyte. So does that mean it's a game key card? Pre-order? I don't want to pre-order it on the eShop, thank you. Not after the story of Skull and Violet. Oh, is this on Amazon? It's got like the photo and it's a game key. It's 20% off on Amazon already. Wait, it's £70? Yeah, but it does. Okay. Includes Elden Ring and expansion Shadow of the Erdtree. So it does come with the DLC at least. But £70? It's crazy. Why am I being advertised a £100 Elden Ring lore book? I literally wanted to look at Elden Ring on the Switch too. It's £80 on Amazon. What? What is happening? £80. Okay, never mind. I'm not buying that. One, it's a game key card, so I might as well buy it digitally if I wanted it. So I might as well just buy the DLC. And two, it's £80. And it's not even a new game. I know it's new for the... I know it's new for the Switch console and family, because it's not even on Switch 1, but... I don't know. think it's worth £80 still. There's a Reddit page about this, but what are people on Reddit saying? Completely forgot about this. Yeah, some people are just complaining about the fact it's on Game Keycard. Is it a Game Keycard? Yes. Yes. Wait, and so I don't know if this is a reliable source or not, but someone said it's 51 gigabytes on PC, so surely it just fit onto a Game Keycard. Soft Velvets, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. That's surely it's not 51 gigabyte base game and DLC. Like that can't be true, because that's a big game. And if people are saying it's the biggest DLC ever, surely it's not optimized that well for it all to be 51 gig. If it's bigger than what Nintendo allow games to be on their cartridges, I understand why it's a game key card. It's the games that are like 30 gig that are game key cards. You're doing well. Got a shiny lady bit earlier via Masuda method. I'm not one for Masuda method, so you're a stronger person than I'll ever be, and you're EV training it now. Oh, do you like play competitive on Champions, or do you just like EV training all your shinies? That is something I wish I had the energy to do. Like by the time I've got the shiny, I'm like, okay, let's just use it now. But I'm doing well. A little bit of a later night stream than I'm used to, but I already missed the first 3 days of Safari Week due to an illness. So I was like, I can't miss another day. If I'm on day 5, it'd be day 6 actually, because technically it's day 6 tomorrow. If I'm on day 6 and I've done 1 day of Safari hunting, I might as well just sack Safari Week off, and I just make my own Safari Week. Is everyone Heart Gold? Your Masuda method in a Heart Gold? That must have took a crazy amount of eggs. I refuse to Masuda method even on the newer games when I've got Shiny Charm. Like the meta settle. Just like EV training Pokemon gives me more to do. That's true. I just never have the energy to EV train. I always tell myself like I'm gonna EV train this Pokemon, and then I just like do, I don't know, let's say I do 10 knockouts. I'm just like, yeah, I think that'll do. You're only 718. That's actually really good. Wow. Did you have a Japanese Ditto, or was it just complete luck? But one thing I am excited for from Soft is that Duskblood's network beta coming out later this month or next month. Got 4-star trainers, just need to finish the national decks, then we'll probably learn the Battle Frontier facilities. I have never done the Battle Frontiers on Gen 4. Like, ever. The Battle Factory. I just always kind of, like, lose motivation to finish the game to that point. Like, I've seen videos where people, like, 1000% a save file, and they'll do literally everything. Like, they'll be like, complete the national decks, but, you know, that's kind of given if you want to 100% it. But they'll, like, do everything to get all the badges. Traded Japanese Ditto from your Heart Gold. Yeah, that's a massive positive, I suppose, of buying a Japanese copy. Because I see people shiny hunting with Japanese copies, and they're like, I do it because it's cheaper. But I genuinely think, even though I've played this game loads, I'd somehow managed to lose myself and lose where I am in the game. And because I can't read any of the wording, I'd be like, I've got no clue what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, knowing me, I'd probably just, like, completely forget about Team Rocket and Goldenrod the second time after, like, is it the 7th or 8th badge? And I just accidentally softlock myself, so I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. And I can't even read the game. You recommend it? It is something that I'd love to do. But right now I've got no spare copies of any game that I'd want to do it on, like Gen 4, Gen 3. Oh, you're doing the like trying to do everything in the game yourself. 430 hours. I can't even remember how long it's supposed to take people. Like, I can remember the videos, they're like really masterpiece of video of like YouTube media. But like the dedication people put into that and like the time you have to sink into it is ridiculous. Especially in some of these like Gen 4 games where some of the Pokemon aren't even accessible and you have to go backwards, I'm pretty sure, just to complete the decks. You play the games enough that you know the story and the moveset. I see, I didn't even think about having to learn, like, remember the movesets of Pokemon. I think I'd probably be good for, like, the starters. But, like, I'd have an idea about what the starters know. For any other Pokemon. Like, if I had a Lapras, and it was like, I don't know, level 32, I don't even know if it learns a move at 32, I'd be like, I don't even know what this is. This could be Ice Beam, this could be Ice Shard. So I wish Pokemon like pushed it more on you. To be like, oh, by the way, you can as a kid, this is something I would love to do. Because I'd used to like complete Pokemon games, and I'd be like, okay, now time to train my team to level 100. Because this is all I can do. I was just like, oh, by the way, if you do this, you get a star. And then if you do this, you get another star. And it kind of gives you like more of a post-game guide of what you can actually continue to do. 430 hours on one save file is, without shiny hunting, is crazy. Also check Bullet PvP. Yeah, that's true. I feel like then I'd have to be able to play. Like, one thing I massively prefer about my DSs over my Switch, well, not my capture card DSs, but like normal DSs, is I can just take them out of the house and I can put them in my pocket. And just, like, if I'm on like the train, I can just play on the train. I feel like if I'm bringing my Switch, I need to bring my case, and then I need to bring a bag for my case. Whereas, like I showed it yesterday. I got this for like 20 pounds, or like $25, $30. And like, if I lose the DS, I'd be more upset at the game that I lost in the DS than the DS itself. So I feel like I'd have to be sat and just have Bulbapedia open constantly. And once I decided on a team, I'd just have to have all their tabs permanently open, just so I can be like, what move is this? But no, that... What was it called? What is that fun stuff game called? Dustbloods, that's it. I'm really excited and glad they're doing like a open beta for people to play it, because it's supposed to be like unlike any other thing they've made, like game they've made. So I'm glad you can play it and see if you're gonna like it before they release it for... I mean, if Elden Ring's £80, they're probably going to release this game for £70. That's like the new average, isn't it, for a AAA game, unfortunately. But saying that, Star Fox came out at like £50, I think. But I don't know if Star Fox is a remake. Star Fox Switch 2. Let's have a look. Like, right now I can buy Star Fox for £42. So surely it's not... Surely it's not a new experience. This is a game I actually want to play. Bless your way. And a complete visual overhaul. Okay, so maybe it's not a new game, so that's why it doesn't value itself at the £70 title. World category. So I still can't believe they've not price dropped Mario Kart. Like, as good as that game is, they are not updating the game enough to warrant it at £70. I think I've probably put 50 hours into Mario Kart, and that's when it was the only game I had on Switch 2. Like, I can remember when the Switch 2 came out, I was like, oh, this is So obviously when they're doing pre-orders, they were selling out really fast. And I was lucky enough to get 2 pre-orders because my dad wanted one too because he's a big gamer. So I actually grabbed 2 pre-orders on delivery. So the day they came out, I literally had to sit in and wait. And I was like, oh, I can't wait for it to come. I was like, it said your delivery could come 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I was like, okay. Nice little 12-hour window. So basically, this day's a write-off because I can't leave the house. Because I had to sign for them, as well as give them a code. So obviously, they don't just leave them at the door and they get stolen. So I was up from like 6:30, just in case they came early. Just in case. You keep forgetting about Mario Kart World. Yeah, I watched someone play it on stream. I'm like, I forgot this game existed. And I'm like, I forget how fun this game looks to play. And then I'm like, I'm going to play it. I'm going to do it. I put it in. I do like a Grand Prix. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done now. But to be fair, they did recently release some more knockout tournaments. Like the long races where it's like a battle royale sort of. That I need to play. Just I was behind already with setting up these save files for Safari Week. And I just didn't have time to play them. And it came out like, not last week, was it? Maybe it was even last week they came out. And I was just too busy trying to rush through 2 copies of Heart Gold, Soul Silver to the point where you could get the Safari Zone. I completed one game entirely, but on the other one, I was like, I literally got time to get to the Safari Zone. And literally last Thursday, I was like, I haven't even got Star Use or Starmies. I just accidentally threw mud at Giraffe Rig. He's going to be fuming at me. He didn't run away. Okay. Thank you. That's a sign, by the way. If I get a shiny Giraffe Rig and it runs away, it's because I threw mud at that one. That is my excuse right now. But no, I also, every time, like, I've sat down to play Mario Kart World, I'm like, yeah, the free roam is so cool. But the challenges don't really interest me because the rewards aren't that great. And I'm like, most of the maps on this, I just prefer the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe maps. So if I'm going to boot a Mario Kart game up, unfortunately, it's not going to be Mario Kart World. Like, I know people complained for years, being like, we've had like 8, 9, 10 years of Mario Kart 8. And it's sad that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still like the superior version to play. Especially the DLC maps on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are so fun as well. Like, even the old ones and the new ones. But like, I thought I was going to sink so much time into Mario Kart World. Especially with it being a free roam game. I thought it could be like Zelda Breath of the Wild size. Not size, but like playtime length being like 150, 200 hours. But even at that, I think people just still thought it was not enough. Just because of what the Switch 2 came out with. But anyway, going back to my Switch 2 story, because I completely sidetracked from that and just didn't finish it. So got to be in from 7 a.m, 7 p.m. I'm like, these are going to come at like 5 to 7. Or like after 7 p.m. And I understand that obviously I ordered them through Argos and you had to have them delivered to your house. You couldn't go and pick them up in the store. If that was the option, I would have just gone and picked them in the store like the minute it opened. But this is why I refuse to get games off Amazon that I want to play day one. Just because it's a gamble of what time it actually arrives. Like, you might as well just go out for the day. And I was like, up from 6:30. I was like, maybe it just gets dropped off really early. Nothing all morning. I keep checking my phone. I'm literally doing nothing. I'm just checking my phone constantly all day for the tracking updates. And I'm like, it hits 12. I'm like, I guess I'll make food. Like, at this point, I haven't even showered yet in the day. And, like, showering is, like, my #1 thing I do to, like, wake myself up. So until I've had a shower, I'll feel really groggy all day. But I'm like, the minute I turn that shower on and step foot in it, so let's just start banging the door down. And then I'm going to have to... I have the risk of missing them. Because they don't stand around for long. Like, I swear delivery drivers expect you to be stood at the other side of your door, ready to open the door. At least in my area. Like, they have not got any patience to wait for you. You know, you got to wait for them for 12 hours, but they aren't waiting 12 seconds for you. 12, I'm like, I'll just get some food. You know, if they bang the door, I can just stop making the food. At 2 p.m., maybe 3 p.m., the tracking updates start being like, oh, you're going to be stop 168. And I'm like, stop 168. And I can track the where the driver's coming from. And the driver started his day about an hour and a half away from my place where he's going to be dropping them off. And I was like, one, I feel bad for this guy because he's got like the longest day ever. And, you know, I understand he's got to stop for a few breaks. So I'm not going to complain anything about that. I do not expect anybody to work 12 plus hours without a break themselves. Like, go to the toilet, get a drink, whatever. Like, and I can imagine this is like one of the busiest delivery days that they've ever worked. Because obviously, I guarantee their van was just full of Switch 2s they've got to drop off. So everyone's in the same position. And everybody's probably fuming that they're not being dropped off at 7 a.m. Like, simultaneously. Like, they've got, let's say they've got 3,000 pre-orders. They've got 3,000 drivers ready to put it on your doorstep at 7 a.m. But, so I can start looking, and it says, estimated time that your order gets dropped off. 5, 6 p.m. I'm like, of course. Of course. You know, when I look at the map, I'm like, I mean, it's understandable. I'm probably near the end of the route. This guy's got to drive an hour and a half minimum without stopping if he was going from A to B. Never mind, like, stopping 100 and whatever times before me. So I was like, of course, like, people literally started getting back in the house before the Switch 2s were even here, and I was like, of course this would happen. Because there's other people in, I was like, well, I'm now going to have a shower and literally pretend I've just woke up so I can actually get on with the day. The Switch 2's come. I'm setting it up. I can remember this because this bit really annoyed me. I was like, HDMI cable from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 look the exact same. The exact same. So I leave the Switch 1 HDMI cable in, I plug it in, and I'm like, why is it not working? I turn the Switch 2 on, nothing. I'm like, is my Switch 2 broke? Because at this point, I'd seen on like the internet about people complaining the Switch 2 had been broken. But I also remember the incident where someone stapled a receipt to the box, and they just stapled the screen of someone's Switch 2. So I was like really worried that for some reason my Switch 2 had broken. I was like, and the pre-orders are like backlogged, and you've got to wait so long for them to come. To like get one if you didn't get a pre-order. Obviously now they're readily available, but at least when they came out, at least in the UK, they weren't just readily available. I was like, this is the worst console release ever. And I know people are going to be like, well, why didn't you just pre-order it at a shop that you could pick it up from? I tried so hard. Going back earlier, I tried Smith's, I tried Game, I tried picking up from Argos, everything. The only one I could get, the only 2 pre-orders I could get, both were like, delivery only, you've got to wait for us. And I'm like, fine, that's fine. So no, I thought the Switch 2 had broken. No, it hadn't. Just the HDMI cable looked the exact same. But apparently it was different inside, because when I switched it over, the Switch 2 magically worked. One thing I will give to the Switch 2, though, it was so easy to move your data from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. Like, so easy. Like, ridiculously easy, to be fair. Easier than moving things over from a phone. Like, that's the one positive I will give the Switch 2. At least that day. I'm not a Switch 2 hater. I want the Switch 2 to succeed more than the Switch 1 did. Will it happen? Probably not, because the Switch 1 sold extremely well, but I think this holiday season and Pokemon next year is going to be massive for the Switch 2 sales, so one can hope. Because, you know, the more console sales, the more likely they are to do games to them. I also wouldn't... I know people are saying it's too soon, but I wouldn't mind them putting DS games on the Switch 2. Just because the prices. Like, I'd love to have extra copies of Heart Gold, Soul Silver, just so I could do fun things on. But it's not happening. In the yesterday's stream, I was like, oh, I wonder how much... Because I wouldn't mind... You know, I only have 2 DS capture cards, but I've got more DS consoles from growing up and through my childhood that I could actually just put a cartridge in and play on. But it's like £100 per cartridge of Heart Gold or Soul Silver. And I'm gonna keep it $1.50. I am not shiny hunting in the Great Marsh. I am a Great Marsh hater. 1, it's a swamp. 2, most of the Pokemon in there do not interest me. And 3, I just hate the whole tram system of going up and down. And the fact you can get stuck in the mud. And if you're stuck in the mud, you can't get an encounter, and it just slows the whole process. There is one thing I was going to actually try today on stream. I was thinking of doing the segment. I could try, probably not today, but I could try loads of like American things that Americans hype up, like Celsius. But there's this drink from Taco Bell that since forever, I have heard like American streamers or American YouTubers or content creators be like, this Baja Blast from like Taco Bell is the best thing ever. It's the best drink ever. I don't even know what it is. I've not even looked into it. I just want to try it. It came out last month in the UK. So I went out of my way on the first day of them releasing. I was like, I'm going to have a Taco Bell for my dinner at like 5 p.m. Taco Bell isn't usually my like first choice of fast food, but I was like, I'm going to have a Taco Bell. So I drive to Taco Bell. I don't use the drive-through because I'm like really... I'm just really finicky with what I have in the wrap. I like beef, some other type of meat, certain rice. And I'm like, okay, I make it at the kiosk. I start making it, customize it all. And I go, where's this drink? Where's this drink? And I can't find the drink on the kiosk. I'm like, maybe it's not on the kiosk yet. So maybe I do need to order at the till. I go to the till. I tell them the order. They've literally made it. And I go, and I want that new drink, that Baja Blast. And she goes, bad news. We've sold out. I'm like, how have we sold out? It's a drink. First of all, it's a Thursday. It's a weekday. Ain't no way people are booking the day off work to come and try a Baja Blast from Taco Bell. The minute the shop opens, the franchise opens. Apparently they did. I don't know. Unless there's 1,000 customers outside the Taco Bell before it even opened at like 11. If they could have been, I wasn't there. But I was like, oh. She's like, do you still want the order? I was like, no. But I felt really bad. Because she just put my entire order through. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't want it because I can't have this drink. And I probably sounded so like... I can't even think of the word. I was making such a pedantic event out of something being out of stock. But I was like, this is the only reason I've come here. I don't think Taco Bell food is that good. So that drink was like the only reason I was having a Taco Bell. And just like, no, that's fair enough. I was like, do you know when they're going to get it back in stock? She's like, no. I was like, okay, fair enough. So again, I was like, okay, I'm already out. I'm hungry. I'm just going to go get food from somewhere else now. And on like the same parkway, there's just a Domino's. So I just ended up having a Domino's that day. And then like 2 weeks later, I was driving past a Taco Bell. I was like, I'll call in, see if they've got that drink. I didn't want a meal. I just wanted the drink. Go in, kiosk. It's on the kiosk. Tap on it. Select the size. They're all unavailable. Sold out. And I was like, how? Like, have they actually restocked them? Or is it like they just haven't stocked them at all? So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I just come back another time, I guess. So this came out at the end of last month, the end of June. And today I was at the shopping center. And I was like, there's a Taco Bell there. I still want to try this drink. Like, if I could have got the drink, I wouldn't have drank it. I'd have brought it to stream. And I would just, like, done a segment of, like, trying things Americans hype up as a non-American person. I get there. I'm like, do you have the... Because they don't even have kiosks at this one for some reason. I'm like, do you guys have the Baja Blast in? Sold out. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, like, every time we get this thing in stock, it goes out of stock the day we get it. I'm like, is it that popular? And they're like, yes. They're like, if, there's like a whole dining quarters where you just, there's like a KFC, a Subway, Five Guys, Taco Bell, loads of restaurants. And they're like, if you come on the day when there's Baja Blast in stock and look around the seating area, most people will have one. And I was like, I didn't realize. I just thought this was a big deal to me since, like, past 10 years. People have been hyping up this Baja Blast thing, but apparently everybody wants one. So I'm nearly a month into it being out in the UK, and I've still not tried one. So, you know, the hunt for a Baja Blast continues to go on. Like, these things, the Baja Blast is actually about as rare as a shiny Pokemon. I swear. It just annoys me more. Every time I go out for a special journey, I'm like, I'm going for this thing. Oh, we don't have it. Oh, we can't do it. Oh, sorry about that. We just sold out. Like, it's just my luck every time. What else is something that I want to try that Americans, like, have made me think is going to be good? Those like energy water cans, what are they called? Celsius. I don't know what they have it. I don't know how Americans say it. I'm gonna say Celsius. Apparently they're supposed to be really good, but every time I see them, I look at the flavor and I'm like, this sounds horrible. If I'm gonna have some form of energy drink, I'd rather have like a sugar-free Red Bull or like just a sugar-free any energy drink. Like, I know it's supposed to be better for you because it's water. But, like, the flavors sound horrid. Like, what is... I think the last one I looked at was, like, Miami Vibe. What does Miami Vibe taste like? What does Miami taste like? You know, I think the marketing works well in America. Because people can probably associate a flavor with Miami. Or, like, food. Or, like, a fruit. But I was like... As someone who's never been there, I was like... What's Miami and why is it a vibe? What's Miami? So, like, you know, that's something I want to try. But every time I look, the flavors are like, no thanks. But maybe I'll do a segment on that at some point in the future. I just get loads of American hyped foods and drinks and try them for the first time. But I know that's not like a unique thing. There is one thing that I want to do this weekend, to be fair. So, you're not from the UK, like, music festival season has started, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it only happens in summer, because obviously in the UK, if you're not from here, the weather is very hit and miss. any season to be fair, but as of recent, because of global warming, summer's become like extraordinarily hot. So music festivals happen in the summer. Because there's less chance of rain, so there's a better chance of having a good festival. And I got invited to go to a festival, but I wouldn't be able to like stream or anything because I'd have to go to the festival because it's quite far away. And it's not like you can camp over. I just have to stay at one of my friends' places. And they was like, I bought my ticket for like 200. And on reselling websites, you usually think it's more expensive. But apparently nobody wants a ticket this year because the people that are performing are that bad that people are like mass selling their tickets still. Because it's over Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And apparently there's only like one good day. So the people who spent like £200 on the tickets don't want them. So they're trying to sell them on. Let me get the price up. Because I got sent a screenshot that was like, get a ticket. They're so cheap. Because like, I went last year for a day. And I paid like £90 to go for a day. This year, they sent me a screenshot. I could get a ticket for £87. And all my friends are like, I bought mine in the tier 1 and paid like double that. So what tier 1 means is the minute the tickets got announced, they just bought them. So most times at a festival, you buy a ticket without ever seeing the lineup. So you're kind of taking a gamble on whether you're actually going to enjoy the festival or not. And I've looked at the lineups and I'm just not that bothered. So it'd be like more going for like a social aspect. But like, it's Safari Week. It's like the last Safari weekend. And I kind of want to get more than one shiny. Like, I want at least 2 or 3. Minimum. So I generally just don't have time to throw the weekend aside. Like, even if I stream for like 24 hours now, there's a chance I still don't get a shiny. So I'm like trying to explain. I'm like, I'd love to. I know the ticket prices are cheap. I know there's somewhere to stay. I don't have to pay for a hotel or anything. But I've kind of got this event. And they're like, yeah, but you can just do the event when you're back. I'm like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. It's a community event. I could just go, yeah, I'll do Safari Week next week. But, you know, the whole point of it is like a community feeling, a community vibe. And to be fair, when I went last year, it was good. I won't lie, it was good. I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. I consumed beverages. I watched bands like Scouting for Girls. I enjoyed watching perform. It was a great time. But, you know, that was for a day. This time I'd have to pencil off 3 days. Because I'd have to spend the Friday traveling there. Go there the Friday, sleep over, go there Saturday, sleep over, go there Sunday, and then leave either Sunday night or Monday morning. And what day are we on Monday? Like, Safari Week would be over. I would have streamed 3 times. 4 times at a push for Safari Week. And I was like, I'm going to stream every day. And then I got ill. So I genuinely couldn't do it. I'm like, nah, I'm sorry. Go have a great time. Don't let me kill the vibe. You know, there's loads of people going. I'd feel bad if there's only like 2 or 3 people going with them, but there's like 8, 9, 10 people going with them. So I don't even feel that bad about that thing in general. But no, last year I had a great time. The only negative I can remember of last year, other than the prices, I'm not gonna do a whole another hour rant on how I got scammed of about $250 in total. Like £220. So he was buying drinks, and one of the people that I was with, he was like 24, by the way. So around my age. And the person who was serving them, apparently they went to, I don't know how true this is. I just saw it start kicking off. So I just got my drink. I had a liquid death, which is water, because I was like, I just want water. So it was really warm, and I was already dehydrated, and I think if you drink like alcohol, you just feel more dehydrated. So I just want water. Got my water, stood to the side. Everyone else is getting served because they're buying like alcohol, so it's taking them longer. I just bought a can of water, so I was literally 10 seconds. Water, please. Scan, tap, thank you, go. That was me. But somebody tried to buy alcohol, and the woman that was serving, he apparently knew from school. And she was like, oh, I need to see ID. And he was like, well, you don't. Because you know who I am. And he's been like, she's like, no, I don't know who you are. I need to see ID for this. And if she's just like doing that to be annoying, like, fair enough. Like, come on, like, I know you're working the event and you probably don't want to be working it, but you don't need to like ruin other people's times and time. But like, if she genuinely forgot who he was, or she didn't realize who he was. Like, I do that all the time, like, when I'm in that area. Like, I see people are like, oh, hi. I'm like, oh, yeah. And it takes me, like, a couple minutes of just talking to them to realize who I'm talking to. And that's not me trying to sound like, as if my life's so much more important than them, I forgot who they are. It's just, genuinely, I've not seen them in that long that I forgot. And the bartender, the bar woman, whatever you want to call them, could have done that, and the guy just started throwing a fit for no reason. Like, not a fit, but just like shouting and hurling abuse at her. But apparently he said the way that she like looked at him and was like talking to him, she could obviously tell it was him. So if it was, like, if it's on her, don't ruin someone else's event because you have to work it. But I don't think he had to kick off the way he did. And that kind of, like, killed the vibe towards the end of it. For me, at least. Because I was like... So now I just feel awkward being near here. Because we're going to come back here. And then we've got to pretend this whole thing hasn't happened. But the security that are here and all the staff know it happened. But luckily after that, we just went to watch the main headline. And we left. And that was the only negative of the day, thankfully. So it is a good sign, but... Safari week, man. Safari week. And I know I'm probably going to go into overtime for Safari week, but I can't come back and be like, guys, we're going to do some overtime. How many encounters are we in? 20. Because people are like, why are you doing overtime? You've literally done 10 encounters per DS. So as much as they're like, oh, the tickets are so cheap though, like, they're practically giving them away. Well, they're not. And also, I've got to spend so much money when I'm there. Like, on food and drink. Because it's like, once you're in for the day. There's no, like, re-entry. So, like, once they've scanned the ticket, you're in. And you could arrive at, like... I think it starts at, like, 1 PM most days. And the headline act doesn't start till, like, 9 PM, 10 PM sometimes. So you're there for, like, 10 hours. And luckily last year, the day I went, it didn't rain. But I checked the weather, it's gonna rain this year. And I can't imagine anything worse than being stood in a muddy field with thousands upon thousands of other people. And I'm just... One, I don't really want to be there because there's no artist there that I'm like, I am here for them. Like, last year, I went for scouting for guilds. I was like, I am here for them. Everyone else could be terrible. As long as I get to see them, I do not care. But, like, there's no one I really care for this year, so to me, the music would mean a lot. The only thing I'd be going for is the social aspect. And it's like... And then if I went for the social aspect, the entire time I'd just be like... I could be shiny hunting in the Safari Zone right now, having a good time. Speaking to people in chat. Getting the encounters up. Getting a shiny Smeargle. That's definitely going to happen. So I was like, sorry to disappoint, but I'm going to give it a miss this year. And it's like, are you going to come next year? I was like, potentially. Potentially. But the problem is as well, it starts on like a Friday midday. So you have to book a day. Like off work. Just to fully enjoy the festival and get full value out of the ticket you've paid a lot. I know obviously if I bought a ticket, it would be half the price that they've paid. So they'd probably feel quite annoyed that I've got a ticket for half the price, but it's how it happens sometimes. You know, there's a high chance they bought tickets before any musical artist got announced. It was a really stacked lineup, and then the tickets went up to like £300, £400. And I still won't be going then. But no, the plan this weekend is to go hard in the Safari Zone. I think we'd like do 20 hours over the weekend minimum. That's over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, by the way. Not Friday and... No. I just threw a ball. Don't catch, don't catch, don't catch, don't catch, don't catch. Don't flee, don't flee, don't flee, don't flee. The Abras, like, does anybody know if Abra's guaranteed to flee on the first? Because that's all that happens to me anytime I face an Abra in the Safari Zone. Like, I've accidentally thrown a ball. Not always at Abras, but at every Abra I've accidentally thrown one at. I've thrown it, they broke out, and they fled straight away. Like, is it like a one-ball opportunity Pokemon? Because there's a high chance if we get a shiny Abra, we ain't getting it. And it's going. And then we're spinning the wheel. And then Safari Week well and truly is underway for me. I didn't want to go for, like, super safe targets either. Like, as much as I want a shiny Centret, I think the chance of catching a Centret's quite high compared to, like, catching a Smeargle or catching a Skiploom or an evolved Pokemon or, like, a Jigglypuff. I know Smeargle's got quite a low catch rate, so that's, like, that one, what am I doing? That one's the advantageous hunt. Like, if we get this, I've completed Safari Week forever, and if we get that, if it flees, I'll be fuming, because that's like my safe target to go for. I'm just gonna pour a drink quickly. I've been just yapping for over an hour about, I can't even tell you everything, and my throat's a bit dry. I just nearly over poured it. That would actually annoy me. Why is this, like, drink so lively? Sorry about that, guys. I literally just sat here not doing any encounters. I know some people are just here just watching encounters, so. But no, I just love that overall community feeling. Even when I didn't partake in Safari Week, I usually just love watching other people hunt in the Safari Zone during Safari Week. And I feel like, obviously you're allowed to, but hunting the Safari Zone not in Safari Week kind of feels foreign. And it feels wrong. You're like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. There's a special week for this. There's other events, obviously, in the shiny hunting community that, like Fossil Weekend. I don't do those because I'm not a massive fan of fossil hunting, and I don't find it as unique as Safari Zone hunting. We're at 5.5k nearly. Jeez. There is a chance. Nah, do we hit odds? I streamed 4 hours yesterday, and we had 2k encounters. So it'd be like 6 hours. What time are we on in 6 hours? 8 AM. Okay, yeah. We are not hitting odds today. I know we're not guaranteed a shiny at odds, but I was like, maybe we can push odds, but it's going to be 8 AM. And to me, if it gets to 8 AM, I'm like, I might as well just go, like, I might as well not stay, like, go to bed. So if I go to bed at 8 AM, I get up at like 1 PM and the day's over. Well, it's not, but to me it is. I actually remembered a really funny story. Well, not funny story, but a funny set of stories last night after I ended stream. So obviously I was talking about how after the World Cup game of England versus Norway, how me and my friend ended up at McDonald's at like 3 AM. Me and a different friend, when I was like 17, I'd literally just learned how to drive. he used to finish work on Saturday morning at like 2 a.m., half 2. So I'd meet him at the local McDonald's. Like, we both drive there, and we just get some food. So obviously he'd be hungry, and I used to be like, I guess every week it's like a sort of thing we'd do. So I'd just stay up, not really eat much for like dinner. I'd have like quite a big lunch and then leave food and eat with him. And we it's on like it's in a city, and it's on a very main road. But you could park your car there, thankfully, for free. Only for 90 minutes though. So we had like a kind of a deadline. So let's say we get there at 3, we have to be gone by 4:30. But we always were, because who's in McDonald's for an hour and a half? And basically we just yap for like an hour after we ate food. And obviously, unfortunately, in this city, there's homeless people. There still is. It's kind of on the edge of the city though, so there's a drive-through. And I kid you not, there was one time I just ordered at the kiosk and I was stood waiting for my food to be made in the kitchen. A homeless guy, I don't know if he was drunk or on some sort of substance. Obviously you got a drive-through, you order it through the speaker. You pay for it at the first window, and the second window is kind of where you collect the food. I don't know if it's like that in other countries, but at least in the UK, you go to one window, you pay for what you've just ordered, and then you drive to the next window, and that's where you collect your food from. This homeless guy, I don't know what ailed him to do this. He dead ass opened the window, so they're like the slidey windows. He opened the window from the outside with like his nails and just started climbing through the window. It's not funny. It's not funny. And I was like, I was watching this, and somebody was like dishing food, like trying to call someone's order. It wasn't mine. It wasn't my friend's. It was like, oh, order 40. I can't remember what order it was. And I just went, the window. I didn't know what to say because I didn't expect to see someone trying to climb through a drive-through window. You know, I expected a car to be a drive-through window. I kind of just said, the window? And she turned around, squealed, because obviously she was like, what is happening here? And somebody runs through the kitchen, from the kitchen, obviously, grabs a mop out of a mop bucket, and just starts hitting him with this mop, like this wet mop bucket. You can see water flying everywhere. And I was like, what is going on? And it wasn't like the first week. We'd been doing this for like 2 months at this point, and this is the first ever weird thing. This woman just hitting him, this man with a mop bucket, he's trying to prod him out of the window. And this man just grabbed the mop, the mop head, and he's hanging half in, half out the window. And he's just trying to pull the mop off this woman that's just working at McDonald's. And he's like soaking wet from, because obviously it's just, the mop's just been a mop bucket that's full of water. He's now covered in water, and she's just trying to prod him out. And he's just trying to get the mop to stop her. And he ends up fighting the mop off her. Throws the mop at her like it's a javelin. And then she's like, get out the window, get out the window. And she like kind of has to like start pushing him like back through the window. And now there's cars behind him. You can hear them beeping. And they're probably like, what is happening? Sorry, is the playlist... The playlist is literally about to end. Wow. Look at timing. We'll put this playlist on. This is where we got to play this yesterday. So she's trying to push him back through the window. And I was like, what is happening? And I ended up getting my food, so I just called my number. I was like, yeah, you know, there's enough people here. There's a security person at the door, because for some reason in the cities, McDonald's have them on like a Friday night. I don't know why. I don't know what they're expecting to kick off, but, you know, fair enough. He goes running through, starts trying to get the guy through him, like, out the window. And I was like, that is That is something. Like, that is one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me in my life. I was like, first of all, who thinks I'm going to try and climb through this drive-through window when there's a door on the other half of the building? Just walk around. And the story doesn't end there. So, you know, we eat our food, we have a normal conversation. And we're still doing this for a few weeks. And then a few weeks later, the same guy, I kid you not, the same guy. At least I'm sure it was the same guy. He's not trying to climb through the window this time. So I've half ate my food, and I'm like, I'm going to go to the toilet quick. Go to the urinal. I'm at the urinal. Obviously, pissing. This homeless guy walks out of the cubicle. Starts talking to me, which, you know, is fine. I don't think I'm above them. I'll talk to them. And then he goes to, like, dap me up. Like, he wants me to do that. But I'm midway through pissing. And I'm like, he just like, I go, I'm pissing. And he just holds it. For my entire piss. And I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm just waiting. I was like, I'm not going to do it after I've pissed. Like, I'm not gonna. Like, one, you know, I don't know where your hands have been. And I don't want to get ill, first of all. Like, I don't want to spread germs. Especially since you've also just been to the toilet. And I've literally watched you walk out, start having a conversation with me before you've washed your hands. An attempt to dap me up. And then I'm washing my hands, and this guy's just following me around the toilet. So I finished at the urinal, gone to wash my hands. He just keeps moving with me to the side of me, talking to me. I couldn't even remember what I'm talking about, to be honest. You know, it's 3 AM. I can't remember. I'm just here to meet my friend, eat some food, and then go home and go to bed. That is the game plan to me. I did not expect to be having an unexpected encounter with a homeless man that a few weeks ago I'd just seen getting pushed through a McDonald's drive-thru window. Like, with a mop. So I finish up in the toilet. I've washed my hands. I've dried them. He's followed me to the dryer. He's still trying to talk to me when there's a dryer going off, and I'm literally going, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Because I'm drying my hands, obviously, and they're obnoxiously loud. And I thought I ran away from a shiny Jigglypuff then. I'll be honest, I flicked down last second, I was like, is that shiny? But thankfully it wasn't. We're having a lot more Smeargles tonight. I don't know why. So that ordeal finishes in the toilets. I get back to my friend. I'm still eating. And I'm like, you will not believe what's just happened in the toilets. And he's like, well, you went for a piss, so I can't believe it. I was like, no. Like, we stopped our entire conversation we was having, because obviously it was mid-meal, so it was probably mid-conversation. And he was like, so we stopped our entire conversation. And I'm explaining the story to him, like I'm to the chat now. And he's like, what do you mean the same homeless guy? And that's all I got to. That's all I got to. I just introduced the character. And this homeless guy walks out the toilet. Walks up to where we're sat. On like a 4-seater booth. And he tries to sit with us. And I'm like, okay, this is where I draw the line. You know, I don't know you. I know we just had like a couple of minutes of a dismissive conversation in the toilets. Whilst I was trying to piss and wash my hands, but I didn't want the conversation to continue here. I thought it was like a one-off thing. I didn't realize by being polite and talking to you, this is what I would cause to happen. And he's trying to sit next to me. I'm like, brother, I don't know you. I'm just here to eat some food and then leave. And he's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, have a nice night, guys. And thankfully he just leaves, because I don't know what we would have done if he was like, well, I'm just gonna sit here with you guys. I'd be like, well, I don't really want you to. And without clarifying my friend, I don't think he'd want you to either. I don't think either of us are inviting you to sit with us while we're eating. We don't even know you. And he's like, well, have a nice night, guys. And he just goes back into the toilets of the McDonald's. And I'm like, that was weird. That just happened. You know? What he's doing is not my concern. As long as he's not sat with us while we're trying to eat, he can do what he wants. If my friend goes to the toilet and piss, he can have that unskippable cutscene as well. That's like probably the weirdest experience I've ever had at any fast food in my life. Like, especially the fact it happened within the space of a month easily. I can't remember like how many weeks it was apart, but it was easily within the space of like 3-4 weeks. I've seen this man get pushed through a window, and now he's trying to have a conversation with me in the toilets. But a few weeks after that experience, my friend changed jobs, so he no longer finished at 2 AM on a Saturday. So we stopped going to McDonald's at 2 AM on a Saturday morning / Friday night. So that was the last encounter that I ever had with that guy. So God knows what that guy's doing now. There's a chance that guy's just still in the toilets. He's just still there, having conversation with people pissing. I don't know what he'd do if I wanted to use the cubicle, because there was only one cubicle, and he was in it. And I'm pretty sure the door wouldn't have been locked. After Safari Zone, Safari Zone. Yeah, I'm in that now. I'm like TikTok all over again, just trying to forcefully say Safari Zone. I don't know what I'm going to be hunting. Well, I do. But, like, I don't know how I can make them into, like, videos. Because I really want to make, like... I don't just want to be, like, shiny recap videos. I want to feel like a actual meaningful long-form video. It's like... I say long form, I don't mean like a 2-hour long video. I mean, just mean like something longer than 10 minutes. Because I've got a Dratini hunt in the game corner going on. It's on hold because obviously Safari Week started. That's on actually this save file. That's why this save file didn't get complete. Because I'm midway through a Dratini hunt. I've also got another copy of Soul Silver, where I'm trying to get a full shiny team. And I'm literally in Azalea. I've just finished Azalea Town, so I'm doing double resets on the game corner. I'm kind of hoping for some official news of the new Pokemon game soon. Just like yesterday, I googled them, because I kept saying winds and wakes instead of winds and waves. I was like, why do I keep saying wakes? Is like wakes the actual name for it? I'm just getting it wrong in my head. And obviously on Google, I got top 4 search results, and all of them were like, Game Rant, here's all the leaks we know. Here is the complete map leaked. I'm like, I don't really want to see that. So I try to stay away from as many leaks as possible. But other than Pokemon, what games am I looking forward to? Obviously, Splatoon comes out tomorrow, so I'm probably after stream. So I'll be streaming again today, UK time / tomorrow for anyone else, the 22nd. I'll probably stream a bit earlier. I want to see some people streaming the new Splatoon gameplay. So I'm actually really excited for it. I don't want it day one, but I want to see how it looks and see if it's something I want to play. Dustblood's open network. They haven't actually confirmed that yet. They just said summer 2026. There's also Project. It's a game called Project Rabbit that I put on my Steam wishlist. It got recommended to me, and it's like a Souls-like game. And it's like a gothic Alice in Wonderland kind of like theme to it. And it's a really cool looking game. So if anyone is into Souls games, I would recommend looking up the trailer of Project. Is it Project Alice or Project Rabbit? Let me confirm that. I nearly froze the DS again. Project Rabbit. It's got one trailer right now, but the combat looks good. It shows minimal gameplay. It shows a lot of cinematics, but it looks like it could be the next good game that's not made by like a big, well-known company within that genre. So I'm quite big into Souls-likes. I've played a lot more Souls-likes than I have FromSoft games. So if you don't know anything about the Souls genre, FromSoft like invented the genre with Dark Souls and Demon Souls. So from FromSoft, I've played Elden Ring, obviously, like I spoke about earlier. And what's it called? The Japanese one. I'm blanking. Sekiro. That's it, Sekiro. So I played Sekiro and Elden Ring. And to be fair, when I played Sekiro, I hated it for like the first 10 hours. I was like, this is awful. This is tragic. Because I enjoy like the whole dodging aspect of those games. And you have to parry in that game. So it's a lot of just stood still, reading moves and movesets. Which, you know, it's the same as dodging, you're just reading the moveset, but I find the movement a lot more fun than just standing there and like parrying your sword constantly. You know, as cool as the Shing is, there's only a few Shings in that game that like feel good. Because depending on how hard the move would hit, it makes like a different sound. And there's some where like some of them sound amazing. There's like this boss, and he goes to like slam down with his fist, and when you parry it, I cannot describe the feeling of how the sound makes you feel. Like I genuinely cannot put into words how nice it feels to like deflect. But I hated that game at the start because I didn't understand like the whole backstab mechanic and the fact you don't have to fight everything. Because I'm a big, like, the first time I play any Souls game, I fight everything in the area. And then if I play the game again for like a different ending, I don't feel forced to fight everything. I'm just like, I'll fight what I feel like fighting. And I'll fight the enemies I enjoy. And that's why I feel like when you play through like one of those games again, it doesn't take anywhere near as long because one, you know the areas and the map and the weapons you're using. As well as you don't explore as deeply the second time. But what else? So they're the only two FromSoft games I've played. But as the Souls-like genre, so other companies that try to make Souls games. The first one I played was Lies of P, and Lies of P is like, I could have if I met someone that was like really interesting to play in Lies of P, I could have like a 4-hour, 5-hour conversation non-stop telling them why it is an amazing game. And why, in my opinion, it's like, if you catch me on the right day, I'll tell you it's the best game in the genre. Like, I'll have that argument with people. I just think like the weapons and the bosses in that game are just so unique. And I really like the gothic steampunk genre that it ensues, and the story is so good within Lies of P. I've also played the DLC. And if you don't know, for so the DLC for Lies of P, it was rumored, and they then confirmed it, And then, so Game Award 2025. That happened. And we was like, we're going to get a trailer. And we are going to get a release date for Lies of P over to your DLC. So I'm there, I'm watching the Game Awards. Was it the Stream Awards? One or the other? No, because Stream Awards is hosted by a content creator, isn't it? So I'm watching the Game Awards. And they're like, oh, we've got a special announcement from NeoWiz, which is the developers of Lies of P. And I'm like, here we go. This is what I've watched like 3 hours of like a pre-show, all for this point. I'm like, watch the trailer. I've got goosebumps from the trailer, by the way. The music, don't even get me started on the music in that game, is unbelievable. The music's that good, I own them on vinyl, so I can listen to them. Just like when I'm doing jobs around the house. Just put them on vinyl, turn it up to blast, so it blasts through the house, not just the room. And I always listen to it, and I always be jamming to like the boss music. We get to the end, I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. The way it's set up, the way the story's been continued, the enemies that we've seen, the characters. I'm like, this is peak. This is cinema. And at the end, it says, Lies of P over to you. And we're like, yep, we know the title of it already. And it kind of like does a transition where it drifts in, like leaves. And it says, out now. And they just shadow dropped it. And I was like, that is the most recent shadow drop that I've ever been excited for in my life. Like, Game Awards turned off. I am straight away trying to download this DLC. I'm like, yep, that. Thank you for entertaining me for the past few hours. Stream Awards. But I do not care for you anymore. I've come. I've got what I wanted. And I've got more. And I'm leaving with it. If they put a release date on it, I would have continued to watch the Game Awards. But there was no release date. It was out now. I was like, I'd rather be playing this DLC than be watching the Stream Awards. No offense. As much as it was entertaining. So, Game Awards. I really like the Stream Awards as well, to be fair. So I dropped it. Dropped the Game Awards, downloaded it, played it all night. I was like, this is amazing. And if you don't know, with like Souls games, the hard thing is the bosses. And everyone has different like feelings about bosses, and they're like, I hate this one, where I could love it. Like, let's say, I don't know, someone in the chat could be like, I hated the first boss in the DLC, where I love the first boss in the DLC. So this is where everyone gets a different opinion and different feeling on how long it took them to beat and how they like the movesets and things like that. And I must have played for like 10 hours. And I literally got to the second boss. So when I go back and revisit that DLC now, so I still play it, like, I still play Lies of P at least once every 2-3 months. Like, I run through the entire game and the DLC. Just because, for the love of the game, pretty much. I can get to from the start of the DLC now, I can get to the second boss within like 40 minutes. And it took me 10 hours the first time, and that was my entire night after the Game Awards. And I didn't want to go to bed, and I was like, I kind of got to go to bed. It's like, even though it's like 7 AM, we're going to go to bed. Because what it's, it's one of those games where you can't be tired to play it, because you need good reaction times, and you need your brain to be working to be able to like read moves and things like that, and know when you've got windows to attack. But that night was a fever dream. Like, it honestly was. What other Souls-likes have I played? I tried to play a game called The First Berserk Kazan, which got really good reviews. But I just think the combat isn't, like, it doesn't fit with the Souls genre, in my opinion. Like, I appreciate they tried something unique, but I just couldn't finish that game. Because the combat just felt too off to me. And I didn't really care about the story. Like, they were trying to force the story onto you too much. And I was like, I don't care. So I probably got to like the first or second major boss in that game. A fair bit in. But I was just like, yeah, I don't care about I can't get on with the combat enough. Like, I'm one of those people that will give a game plenty of time. Like, it will get 8 to 10 hours before I go, yeah, I can't do this. Unless I play the game for like 2 hours and I genuinely can't find joy out of any of it. If there's a few aspects that I can't find joy out of, I'll just try and push past it and see if I can grow around it. But if at like the 10-hour mark and I'm like nowhere near the end of the game, or feel like I'm nowhere near the end of the game, I kind of just go, yeah, this isn't for me. And unfortunately, First Berserk Storm was one of those games where I was like, I can't do this. It just felt way too button mashy and like combo-y for my liking. For what I want from that type of game. Like, if I want a button mashy combo-y game, I'd play like Hyrule Warriors. Something that's not even in the Souls genre. I'm so warm. I am considering turning my light off so I can open my window without inviting every bug in, but I don't think it'd look like good on stream, so I'll probably just cope with it. I've played... What have I played? I've got brain fog right now. That's the only Souls game I can think of that I have quit though. Like, I was like, no, we ain't doing this. I've played one called Steel Rising, and that's set during the French Revolution. And that theme grabbed me as well, similar to the Liza P theming. And that game is amazing. It's on the easy side. So if you've never played a Souls game, if someone said to me, I want to get into the Souls genre, what game would you recommend first? I'm sure a lot of people would say Elden Ring, because that is the newest, it's the first open world, it's the best to a lot of people. But I feel like if you play the best, when you go back, you're not gonna feel like the gameplay's gone backwards, which is obviously the case because those games would have come out before Elden Ring. But Steel Rising's such a good game. Like, it's so fluid, it's fun, but it's on the easy side, and it's a very short game, to be fair. But there's actually a really enjoyable achievement in that game, where, if you didn't know, so in Souls games you have like a limited amount of heals per life. And there was a challenge where you had to beat the game without healing. And that actually made it somewhat difficult. So after I beat it, I was like, oh, it's a bit easy. And I saw that achievement. I was like, yeah, we'll try this. Because obviously, for them to put that as an achievement, someone, like a developer, had to have been able to do the game. And that actually made the game quite challenging. But on a first time run through, unless you're like, played every other Souls game, I wouldn't recommend trying to go for it straight away. But Steel Rising is an incredible game. I love the locations. You go to like Paris and everything, and like the surrounding towns in France during the French Revolution, and it's an amazing game. I will sing its praises. I think it's also a very underrated game within the genre itself. It has got DLC, but I haven't played the DLC. Simply because it's like a £20, $20 DLC. It's like 4 to 5 hours, and I'm like, that is not enough content for how much they want for it. I've also played Wuchang Fallen Feathers, which is like a Chinese mythology Souls game. That game is amazing. It is incredible. I'm not going to ruin it because that is very story driven. Other than Liza P, it is probably my favourite Souls game. The bosses are fun. Like, there's not a single boss in that game that I hate. Whereas in most of the Souls games, I'm like, oh, there's this one boss that will put me off playing the game. So, for example, in Liza P, the first major boss, I'm not a massive fan. Sorry, the second major boss, I'm not a massive fan of. But it doesn't stop me playing the game because it's one of my favourites. What time are we on? We're on 2:22 a.m. What time to look at the time? Make a wish. Is that what people say? I think so. It might just be 11:11. That supplements too. How many encounters did we start the stream on? I think it was like 4.5, 4.6. No, 4.65, I think. So 2 hours we've done over 1,000. So we'll probably go. So I don't want to ruin my sleep schedule too bad. I know I said to myself I'd stream today to make up for the first 3 days where I wasn't able to stream. Well, I just wasn't well, so I wouldn't be able to talk much. And I think there's a lot of different types of streamers, like on Twitch as a whole and other streaming platforms. But I think there's enough like cozy, shiny Pokemon streamers. So like, if I'm streaming, I want to like be pushing the narrative of I don't want to just like sit back and let the gameplay be the main focus of the stream. I want to be able to actually have conversations and just yap. And it's usually not every second I'm yapping. I am realizing now we are 2 hours into the stream, and I don't think I've shut up for a single minute. But I mean, like, my voice was that cooked that. So if I were like spoke to a friend on Discord for like 20-30 minutes, my voice would sound completely different from the start of the call, and that was only 20-30 minutes. So if I was to like talk for like 2 hours like I just have over the weekend, I probably wouldn't have a voice left. But going back to the conversation earlier with Velvet, I wonder if it's every Pokemon game that you can get stars on your trainer card on. I don't know what game I'd actually do. So I know there's probably videos where everyone's done at least one of the games. So I completely forgot to do encounter on the other DS. But I genuinely don't know what game I'd want to do. I'd probably do Gen 4. But I don't know if it'd be Platinum or Heart Gold Soul Silver. I think those two games are definitely my favourite Pokemon games on the DS era. Unfortunately, I'm not a Gen 5 hater. I'm just like, Gen 5's alright. There's some amazing design Pokemon in Gen 5. Let's have a look. Gen 5 Pokemon. Here we go. First of all, starters. I say Snivy. I know not everybody says Snivy. Some people say Snivy. I think Snivy is the go-to like starter in Gen 5. That is probably an unpopular opinion, but I would always pick Snivy. For Gen 3, I picked. These Jigglypuffs keep getting to me. Like, they actually do. Gen 3, I picked Torchic. Gen 4, first time I played it, I picked Chimchar. So I was like, I'm a fire type guy. You know, because you grow up pretty much picking the same type. At least I did. And then Gen 5 came out, and I was like, I cannot pick this pig. this pig looks so weird. I didn't know what it evolved into, but just the pig looks so weird. So I was like, I'm not picking the pig. I'm not picking the fire type. I'm breaking my own rule of I'm a fire type starter kid. I was like, grass type it is. But that also fits with Gen 2 because I think Chikorita is the best Gen 2 starter. You can hate me, but that is my opinion. And I think Chikorita is overhated. But I do know, I understand that Totodile and Cyndaquil is very tough competition for Chikorita to tackle. Patrat. See, I don't really care for Patrat or Lillipup. I mentioned yesterday, like, Lillipup's meh. Herdia, amazing design. Love it. And then it goes to Stoutland. It's like, we could have stopped at Herdia, guys. We didn't have to have it evolve again. But apparently we did. I think Liepard's cool. I hate the elemental monkey. I forgot they were in Gen 5. Hate them. I understand you get them for free, but I hate them. Like, I think the elemental monkeys are so dumb. Muna and Mashana. Great additions. Great designs. Pidove. I think Pidov's cute. I really like the Pokemon card of Pidove. I don't know what set it's from. It's quite an early one. Not an early one, a recent one. And it's like loads of Pidove on the card in like a concrete-y park area, and it's so cool. Blitzel does have Striker. Woobat, Swoobat. Oh, Woobat and Swoobat. Don't even talk to me about them. Timber. I hate the Timber line. Seismitoad. No. Throw. Sork. See, this is my problem with Gen 5. I think it's got an amazing story. But to me, my opinion, I don't need to get attacked for this. I think the weakest part of Gen 5 is mainly the new Pokemon. As I say that, I do go over to Swaddle. I do think Swaddle, Swadloon and Leavanny is a cool addition. Same as Venipede, Scolipede, Cottony, Whimsicott, yep. Petlil, Lilligant. I hated the fact that Whimsicott and Lilligant were version exclusives. I did hate that. Sandile, okay, yep, you can't hate the Sandile line. I hate the shinies though. Will not change my mind on that. Maractus. I'd actually, if I play Gen 5 again, I'd love to use a Maractus. As I've grown up, I've learned to love the grass type. I know the grass type is such a bad type because it's got so many weaknesses. And common weaknesses as well. But I love most grass types nowadays. Like, I actually think it's so cool. Especially Maractus. Dwebble. Scraggy. I hate Scrafty's Mega as well. Like, bro puts a hoodie on and goes, yo, I'm a Mega Pokemon. I think Yamask and Koffigrigas are cool. I think the fossil Pokemon are cool. This is a very unpopular opinion, but I think Trubbish is goated. Not goated. Okay, I'm not saying that. Trubbish is an amazing Pokemon. Garbodor is terrible. I love Zoroark and Zoroark. I can remember I used them on the first time I ever played Gen 5. I'm pretty sure everyone did. I love Minccino and Cinccino. I didn't originally, but when they got put into like 3D sprites, I hate most 3D sprites compared to 2D. Not hate, just prefer the 2D sprites. I shouldn't speak as strongly as hate. I just prefer the 2D sprites to most Pokemon. But I think 3D for some models like Minccino and Cinccino did them a massive favour. Gothitelle. I prefer Gothitelle over... Is it Reuniclus? Yep. Here is... So I'm just going down the decks. One of the greatest Gen 5 Pokemon. Swanna. Swanna. It's just such a cool design. I've never even used one. I just think Swan is such a cool design Pokemon. I think that's mainly because in Gen 5 when I was playing the games, I didn't even know where you got Swanna from. I think I'm remembering now. So obviously I completed the Dexes. I think when I finally got a Ducklet, I'd already leveled up my team too high to be like, yeah, you're gone to put this Ducklet in. I'm pretty sure you get Ducklet on the bridge. Then you got the ice cream Pokemon. Not a fan of the ice cream Pokemon. I hate them. But then you got Daylin and Swordsbook, which are a top 6 Pokemon in my opinion, ever. Easily. Easily. I even, especially in Gen 5, I love the season variants. I know they try and force them nowadays in like Scarlet and Violet, where like they're exclusive to different areas. But I love the whole season aspect of Gen 5. Like I think that was like one of the coolest introductions they did, especially with Swordsbook. I hate some of Swordsbook where it looks bold. Amoga, Parablast, Ungus, Frillish and Jellicent. Amazing. Amazing. I love the male and female version. Usually with like male and female variants, there's one I massively prefer. So for example, Heracross. I massively prefer the female version. I just think the heart on the horn looks a lot cooler than like the spiky horn. I was gonna say Combee, but that's quite unfair because if you prefer male Combee to female Combee, you just hate Vespiquen. And I think Vespiquen is such a good Pokemon, even though it's useless stat-wise. I think Vespiquen is such a cool design. Jellicent, male and female, blue and pink. I could not like pick between them. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember this fully, but I'm pretty sure when I was growing up as well, when I found out about shiny Pokemon, I used to always think the male blue version was the shiny version of the pink one. Right, I am gonna get to 5,820, and I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm just gonna get a refill on this water. So I've got a drink to carry me through the end of the stream. Or the second end of the stream. Second end. Can I talk today? Second half of the stream. As well as just stretch my legs because I've been sat for like... I know I've only been streaming for like 2 hours, 20 minutes. But I was setting up before. I have to change the clocks every single time before I want to do this hunt because I have to have it be morning. Which is quite ironic because we're going to be coming up to the times where these Pokemon are available IRL soon. And then we'll just power hour through to like 6.5k. That's the goal. If I get too tired, I don't want to... I really respect people, like the viewers' time, so I don't want to stream when I don't feel 100% full up to it. So if I get too tired, I'll end early, but if not, we'll keep going. We'll go till... Maybe a good goal be 6666. Does the number 6666 mean anything? I will be a second. I'll be back in a sec. Sorry about that, gamers. I'm back. I'm back. I just also chose to wash my face because I literally couldn't get I still can't. I still couldn't get a sentence out. I thought wash my face would help, but as it's proved, within the first 20 seconds of sitting back down, it has not helped. One day it is going to work where I walk off as we do an encounter, and I come back to a shiny. It's just how many times do I have to do that? Anyway, what was it? Oh, yeah, I googled. I googled the number 6666 to make sure it didn't mean anything bad. And it is apparently an angel number. I do not know what that means. But apparently it symbolizes harmony, unconditional love, and balance. So I think we could end on that number if we get that far. I just didn't want to end on that number and it'd be like, this is the ultimate bad luck number. Because obviously 666 is like supposed to be like linked to the devil. I don't fully know that. That's just common knowledge, I think. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but apparently so. So I didn't want 6666 to be like a patch on to that as well. But it's seen as a gentle nudge to nurture. Okay. So if we do get that far, we can finish on that number. But Jellicent, again, Jellicent is a top 10 Gen 5 Pokemon. I think the problem with Gen 5, at least for me, is a lot of the, like, another generations, I'm like, I like the first stage, or I like the third stage, or I like the baby Pokemon of it. With Gen 5, at least I've just noticed as well, going down the list of looking at the Pokedex, I either like the entire line, or I dislike the entire line. Lillipup, Herdy, and Stoutland as the anomaly there. But where do we get to? Jellicent. Oh, Alomomola. I actually like Alomomola. Again, common opinion, it should evolve from Love Disc, but it doesn't. I don't think it does, at least, unless they change that. I think my worst part of my Pokemon knowledge is anything to do with Scarlet and Violet. I'm actually wondering, does Love Disc evolve? Love Disc does not evolve. Okay, thank God. I was going to be really disappointed in my knowledge if I didn't know Love Disc didn't evolve. Then you got Joltik. Again, Joltik, Galvantula. Love that line. I'm usually not a massive fan of bug Pokemon, but I think Joltik and Galvantula are so unique. They're also really good in competitive, I think, because they've got sticky webs, haven't they? I don't even know if sticky webs doesn't move anymore. I do not keep up with competitive Pokemon. Like, I've never touched Pokemon Champions or anything. The only type of Pokemon competitive video or sphere as a whole that I've kept up with is a creator called Party Ollie. She did like a... Can I take like a really unpopular competitive Pokemon into quite a high category? I think it's quite a high tier. I was quite interested about that idea. I thought that's quite cool. So if you haven't checked the video, I would highly recommend it. As someone that's not even into massive competitive battling, I was gripped all the way through it because I was like, that's actually a really good question, because it's like trying to break metas. And with any game, I think metas can be boring. Like, growing up, I played a lot of Overwatch. I actually played it this year. Just see how it was. And it's actually still a good time. But I can't imagine playing like that 4 hours a day. But I like the whole. As much as I was hated, like if I play competitive, I like the whole not running meta. So if I was to play like Pokemon Champions like competitively, I'd also not run meta. Even though half the time not running meta puts you at a massive disadvantage, I think it's really fun when someone's that good with like a unmeta Pokemon, or like a non-meta Pokemon, or like a non-meta character in any game or weapon, and they just like ruin people's day, especially when they run like meta slop. Like my least favorite type of content for anything is like people who just like play the good characters or use the best Pokemon. It's like, I understand why you're doing it, but personally to me that's just not fun. Like I'd rather not be dictated by what I can use in any game by how good something is. But I know there's like, this is ages ago, but in Marvel Rivals there's like a content creator tournament where there's massive drama over not running meta, like between creators, and they have like an argument over it or something. But I don't know about that. Ferroseed, Ferrothorn. They're alright. I don't hate them, I don't love them. Kling Clang, Kling Clang. Yeah, you lose me there. Oh, Tynamo to Electros. Love that line. When I played Pokemon ZA, I got the most random shiny noise ever. And I was like, where is it? I can't find it. And I spent ages looking for it. And it was a Tynamo underneath me, like under the floor beneath me in like a pond. And I was like, that is so annoying. But I'm so happy it's that. I forgot Elgem was a Pokemon. I'll be honest, I'm going to keep it at $1.50. Elgem, Behem? I still know how you say it after all this time. Love the Litwick line. Especially the shinies of them. Very iconic. Very iconic shinies. Axew. I like it. I like the line. Don't like Cubchoo, but I love Beartick. That's another anomaly as opposed to Gen 5. Cryogonal. Is Cryogonal potentially the worst design Pokemon ever? Potentially, in my opinion. Potentially, in my opinion. Shelmet, Axeligor. It's alright. Stunfisk. Amazing. Amazing design Pokemon. It's so funny as well. I can remember the first time I ever played... It was Pokemon White I played first. I used a Mean Fu and a Main Shower. Drogon doesn't entice me, to be honest. Golett, Pawniard, it's okay. I'm pretty sure Pawniard is a different evolution in a different game. Or like, Bishop evolves again. Or like there's a middle evolution, something like that. I could be spouting nonsense though. Bouffalant. I always wanted to use a Bouffalant again, and I just didn't know where they were in my playthrough. My problem is, like, when I'm playing a Pokemon game for the first time, and it's probably quite a bad thing, I don't run around in each patch of grass in a route enough to try and find the low percent encounter Pokemon. I don't know if Bouffalant is a low percent encounter Pokemon, but that's just like one of my worst traits in any Pokemon game. Rufflet, Braviary, Vullaby, Mandibles, I like both of those. Even though the evolution level for them are so high, I love all 4 of them. Heatmore. Again, it's just an ugly Pokemon. This is why I think Gen 5 is let down massively by a lot of its Dex roster. Dino as well as Hydrogen. I just don't care for them. Like, are they cool looking Pokemon? Yeah, but are they better looking Dragon types? Easily. I used to think Larvesta and Volcarona were legendaries. I'm pretty sure everyone did though. I remember the first time I found the Volcarona like static encounter. I was like, oh my god, I just found a random legendary. And I started actually freaking out. What are they called? They just this Swords Trio, whatever they're called. The only one I like is Virizion. I think Virizian's cool. I don't care for Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus. I don't really like Zekrom or Reshiram. Don't really like Kyurem. Keldeo, Meloetta. Big fan. Big fan. Genesect. He's alright. He's pretty cool. Oh, and Victini. Yeah, Victini. I really liked the event when those games came out to get Victini. I know it expired and you can't do it anymore without like an action replay, but I really enjoyed the, is it like the V-Star Island or whatever it's called? I think that was cool. I never knew without looking just now. Victini had 100 stats. Like, he's perfectly balanced. Sorry, I'm just turning the music a bit, gamers, because this is my jam. I'm quite proud of myself for only accidentally throwing one ball today. Even though it was at a giraffe rig, I'm happy with myself. I just realised I could turn the music from my mixer without deafening all you gamers. I realised that I need to stop doing that as well for like the VODs channel. So obviously there's going to be some times when like the music has to be taken out for the VODs. And there's a high chance I'm just sat there like humming along to the music. And if you're watching the VOD back, people are like, what is going on? I haven't really checked in on the other Safari Week gamers this today. I've been quite busy, so I think yesterday I put someone on after stream just for a bit, but it wasn't. So yesterday I mentioned on stream, I had this occasion where the night before, I clicked on 3 separate streamers, and within 10 minutes on every stream, they found a shiny, and I was like, what is this? What is happening? Obviously, after it happened the 3rd time. The first 2 times I was like, this is so weird. And then the 3rd time I was like, what? But that is something I do need to catch up on. So I love when people have VODs channels. So the only reason I have a VODs channel myself is because there is some creators that I prefer to watch like just their entire streams of. Just because I enjoy their content that much and like their personality and them as a person that much that I want to watch the raw footage as much as possible of them. And that is simply the reason I have a VODs channel. Simply because also with shiny hunting as well, I think people really enjoy shiny hunting while watching a shiny hunter or watching someone else go for a shiny. I wouldn't consider myself a strict shiny hunter. Like, even though I'm doing it now, there's other things I do as well. I also think you have to have some degree of skill to be a shiny hunter. And I still struggle to control 2DSs at once. We've not been too bad today, though, to be fair. The past few days, there's been a lot of... What is in my... Sorry, it's just... What have I just pulled out of my foot? I've just had a thorn in my sock this entire time. For the entire stream, I felt like something stabbing me in the foot. And I was like, what? Like, it was quite a sharp pain. I need to put that in the bin. And that really hurt, actually. Goddamn Abra. I just know it's going to be an Abra, and it's going to flee straight away. I'm going to throw one ball. It's not going to shake. And it's gone. And then, oh, unfortunately, it's forfeit time. I have that feeling. Other than Rattata, Abra is the least thing I want. I think a Giraffre would be cool. I know obviously you can't evolve it in this game. And if I find like a shiny on the DS, I am not moving it up because I think shinies on the Switch, especially like... I was about to say Soul Silver. Scarlet Violet, they're a lot easier to get. Like, in my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion, I think like DS shinies mean so much more to me. And I value them a lot more. But going back to my day earlier on. So my friend is like, he works outside. And he lifts his top up to reach his arm. And he has a massive tan line. And I was like he works outside, but like I didn't realize he was going to get that tanned over summer. And I don't work outside myself. So I was like, how are you so tanned? And he was like, I work outside, don't I? I was like, yeah, but like, it looks like he's literally been abroad. And then I'm here. It's barely, I'm not tanned at all. So I used to wear a watch, and you can't even really tell anymore. And I used to have a really bad tan line like here. And I hated it, so I stopped wearing the watch in summer. So like winter, I wear like just a watch that like tracks your steps. And to be fair, in summer, I hate it when I'm not wearing it, because I'm always like, oh, what's the time? Oh, I don't have one. But I refuse to wear a watch in summer and just get a really bad tan line. So I swear the first time I got the tan line, it's like 2, maybe 3 years ago. And the tan line stayed for like 18 months afterwards, and I was like, this isn't good. So I just, summer is zero. There's 0 watches being worn. And that's it. Unless I'm like going to like a wedding and I wear like a suit, I wear like a watch to complement a suit. But even then, I'm like stressed out about it online. But no, that is one thing I will probably do. Probably before I go to bed tonight after the stream. I'm just gonna like try and catch up on what everybody else in the this Friday week has been finding. Like, I found nothing. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little envious of people who have found more than one thing. Not like, oh, I hate them. I just, oh, it's 6k. We're gonna get one now, surely. Yep. Moving on. I'm just like, damn, I'm jealous. And like, good jealous though. I'm like, I'm happy for people who like got loads. Like, especially people that don't stream. Like when I click on some Discords and people are like, oh, this is what I've got, and they've got like 6 things, and they're like, I've done like 20k encounters, I've got 6 things. I'm like, that's so good. Like that's so cool. And I'm like, oh, what? And then they have like all the encounters saved, and I'm like, that's the dream. That's the dream. I want to be you. But instead, I'm sat here. It was a lot easier to keep up with people when I was ill. Like what people have found. I'm finding that out the hard way. There's like a couple, like two like Pokemon Discords I'm in. And I just love when people like post their shinies. Especially like during events, so like mainly this Friday week. So I'm really invested. Other times, I'm like, not really, because obviously anyone's going for anything. But when everyone's in the zone, I'm like, they got a Chansey. They got a Taurus. I know like Taurus is quite a popular target. What does shiny Taurus look like? Shiny Taurus. Gen 4. Oh, that does look kind of cool, actually. I understand why people go for it all the time now. That does look cool. Damn them. This playlist, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. This playlist is fire. It doesn't miss. Like, once. I will cue this up. Nintendo mix when you need to stop thinking. Yep. That'll do me. Just Nintendo music actually is good. Also, I found like a new system for my DS's. So yesterday and before, I had like both of them like here on my desk. Today I'm trying having one either side of the mic. So I noticed in the VOD yesterday, sometimes I wasn't talking into the mic as much as I want to. So, like, sometimes my audio was like, and then really down, depending on how close I was leaning to the DS screens. And you know, if I'm making content and stream, I want it to be the best as I humanly can. I'm not like the type of person that will half-ass something. Like, if I'm gonna do it, it's been done properly. And like, I'm putting all the effort I can into it. Like, my philosophy is like, if you're doing something and you only do like it to 50%, or only trying 50%, like, what's the point in trying in the first place? And if you're only trying 50%, or not trying to push your full potential. Like, I don't think it's something that really interests you. Like, an example of that is... So, obviously, I mentioned how I played Overwatch this year. So, obviously, ranks reset every year or so in that game. And I was like, oh, I'd love to get as high as I could, like, rank-wise. So, I was like, the top rank's champion in that game. And the one below it's Grandmaster. But when I mainly played in Overwatch 1, Grandmaster was like the top rank. I was like, it'd be cool to hit the top rank. So I grinded for like a month and a half, a couple hours a day. And I got to Grandmaster. And then like the skill disparity between a Master's player and a Grandmaster player is considerable. And I was like, if I want to push to champion, I'm going to have to grind this game so much. And I just wasn't... I wouldn't feel 100% if I wanted to do it. So I was like, I'm going to tap out here before I get in too deep and end up wasting loads of my time. So I got to Grandmaster in that game and I was like, that's good enough for me. You know, it might not be good enough for some people. Some people want to be like top rank. But like, being like I think it's top 0.5% to 1% of like entire player base. I'm happy with that. But I think if you want to push a top rank in any game, you have to like want to live and breathe that game. And unfortunately, there's just no like competitive game right now on the market that I'm like, I want to be the best or one of the best at. Like, I'm happy being better than average. Also, I'm just going to quickly pause this playlist here. And we're going to get a 3 AM from Animal Crossing, because I love the 3 AM Animal Crossing. "30 minutes of 3 AM. I think that's a little bit much 3 AM. I'll keep it real. It's 3 AM or nothing apparently. Yeah, sorry, it's 30 minutes or nothing. Right, we'll listen to it for like 5 minutes and then I'll turn it off. You know, I understand not everybody wants to listen to 3 AM for 30 minutes as much as I probably would. I swear like 3 AM is like the music you never hear as a kid when you're playing Animal Crossing growing up. Like, as a kid who's playing Animal Crossing at 3 AM. Like, yeah, as much as I used to go on my DS when I was supposed to be in bed as a kid. Ain't no way I'm getting to 3 AM. 10-year-old me's passing out. I'm passing out over my Capri Sun. Ain't no way 2 Capri Suns just before bed's gonna keep me up till 3. I'm going to bed at like 8, 9 PM. Also, there's nothing to do on Animal Crossing for 7 hours without skipping time. If you're like near the end of the game, in my opinion. I know people can enjoy that game for like thousands of hours. I think I've got like 200 to 300 hours on New Horizons on the Switch, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm done. I didn't finish designing everything, but I was like, I think my enjoyment with this game is done. I don't know if it's a little quiet for everyone, if it's just a little quiet for me. That is enough for 3 AM for me. Because it's just way too quiet. And I don't want to have to mess with the settings. And it deafen all the shots. Watch 3 AM now be the reason why I have to edit this VOD. It's like, yeah, you listened to 2 minutes and 12 seconds of 3 AM for Animal Crossing. You shouldn't have done that, buddy. Shouldn't have done that. I think my dream of going under odds then hitting odds for 2 shinies is gonna go in the bin. The last time I did a shiny hunt on this game, just for people's context, I went double over odds. It was like a 80 to 100 hour hunt. Unfortunately. My ears are so warm. Like, unbelievably. Wait, is this 3 AM still? Flowerfield Kirby Epic Yarn. Never mind, no it's not. I need to study my times. Sorry, my OST Animal Crossing times, not my times. I know the times. What shiny is the worst shiny in this Safari Zone? Like, not just this area, this zone as a whole. It's got to be like a water Pokemon, like surely Magikarp's available. Magikarp's available everywhere. In the next game, they're probably going to put Magikarp in the grass as well. Just Magikarp everything. Just to really tick people off. Oh, you want Magikarp? Oh, you're in a level 60 zone. Here's a level 14 Magikarp in the grass. I think the level, like, curving in the newer games is ridiculous. Like, the fact you can catch Pokemon at, like, level 70 is crazy. I know people complain that, obviously, Gen 4... especially Johto, is very grindy because there's nothing to grind up on, like levels wise. But like Scarlet and Violet, like level 61 Pokemon just cutting about, ready to obliterate me and my Pokemon. I think it's a little too much, guys. Especially in the Megas at Dimensions when it's like level 125. Like whoa, we're breaking the boundary. Level 100 is the cap. What do you mean level 125? Well, so much for that water that's going to last me till the end of stream, eh? But it lasted me... 30 minutes? 40 minutes? I bought some bigger bottles, though, when I'm streaming. I've got some, like, 1.5 litres. So I don't have to ration myself on 500ml anymore. Because we all just saw how well 500ml goes. I understand that I'm going to be drinking a lot, because obviously I'm just yapping, but This DS, this one on this side, is a little bit more off-center to me, so I keep looking at it at the corner of my eye because the cable isn't long enough to pull it across the desk. So if I'm not fully focused on that DS, I keep thinking whatever comes up on this screen is shiny. Like, a pink hot pip made me think it was shiny. Until I, like, fully glanced over at it. We probably... I'm just going to put it out there now. I don't think we get to 666 tonight. Sorry, 6666 tonight. I'm getting a little tired. I'll go as close to 6,500 as possible. But I don't think we're going to get anywhere near it. Unfortunately, I just started streaming a little too late in my day. Like, usually at this time, I'm probably in bed at this time usually, so. I did expect towards the end of stream the tiredness to kick in. I don't know how people do like 24-hour streams. They're mental. They're crazy. Like, I have a lot of respect for people that do that, them sort of things, like, constantly. Especially like a new game. Like, I'm pretty sure if there's like a new game, I'd be like, able to do it easily because I used to be playing the game even if I wasn't streaming. But like, people will be crazy that do this consistently, like 24 hours consistently. But I will be live every day this week. I'm pretty certain. Don't quote me on it. Put that under like soft quotes. But I want to get 12k minimum by the end of the week, like encounters. Maybe more. If we do 1k every 2 hours, what's that? 12 hours. Maybe we could even push 15k. Especially at the weekend. Like at the weekend, I'm good to go for longer. I don't have as much on. I just get up early. Go gym early. And then we'll come back and we will grind. We will get grinding. One thing I wish these remakes had that Gen 3 had is the fact you could hop on a bike. Just so I don't have to have the fear of accidentally running out of the grass. Maybe it's these patches of grass that hate us. Maybe we just need to find somewhere else in this zone that it will appreciate us. Where are we going to find? Yeah, here. Here looks good. And then on this one. Yeah. I'm feeling this. This is a vibe. You can't expect it straight away, can you? I feel like that patch of grass is a bit too small. This is all the grass in this area. Okay, we'll go here. I swear there's just giraffe rigs and hop hips in any other patch of grass. Never mind. My big mouth got me around time. We're gonna go to we'll go to 6350. That's the number we'll call that. When that number hits 6350, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna get cozy. I'll go straight to bed. And then we'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow, we hit odds. We hit odds. If you think about it, we're nearly 2k away, so. Do I think we're going to get anything before odds? These games, I'm telling you, the old games hate me. Actually, even on my badge quest or sword, I'm like double over odds. Everything I've hunted this year, bar my first hunt of a Vulpix in Motorstoke Gym, has been massively over odds. Even when I did the hunt for a shiny Chikorita, all 3 phases went massively over odds. Hey, Skip Bloom. I think Skip Bloom would be cooler than Hop Pip. The reason I put Hop Pip on there is because I want the higher catch rate. Tomorrow, I do need to make a short, though. I want some short form content to go out tomorrow for when I stream. Just because I actually enjoy editing short form. And it's really, like, if you've never edited before, it's really nice to, like, it's like a 1-2 hour thing. Obviously, doing it consistently is, like, 1 to 2 hours will add up. But it's just like a nice chill morning activity I can do. Well, my first ever Safari week has not gone to plan. We ain't breaking the deadlock at all. Unless it's gonna be like a like the floodgates. Like once it's opened, they're just gonna start swinging through. But knowing me, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Also, I just want to apologize again for the glitchiness of this DS. Like on the left corner. I tried fixing it. I don't know if it's the cable that it's plugged into or anything, but it's just impossible to fix. I know it's only minor, but I can understand that could be annoying to some people. I know it doesn't happen consistently, but like it was just really annoying because I was trying so hard to fix it. I was like, maybe it's the source on the actual like software. No, maybe it's the software. I reinstall the software. It's not that. But unless it's the cable, so off stream what I'll do is I'll swap cables over from the DSs and see if that will fix it, but unless it's the if it's not the cable, I'm clueless to what it is. I'm clueless, boys. Oh, Mario Galaxy music, man. I said it yesterday, but it's just elite. It's just elite. For the last 15 counters, we're gonna get some Vengeance music on. And by Vengeance music, I mean King Dedde's real whatever it's called. I love that music. Never even played the game. I don't think I played like 2 Kirby games, both on the 3DS. And I don't think it's in the games I've played. I still haven't played any Kirby games on the Switch. Also, just rotating back to... Because a common thing I always wondered is why do people use Star U's and Star Me's? And it's for the ability, so if you didn't know, Star U and Star Me have an ability called Illuminate. What Illuminate does is it doubles the chance of a wild Pokemon appearing. So when you're trying to force as many encounters in such a short time as possible, it's really useful. If you're trying to speedrun through the game, you want as minimal encounters as possible. So you probably, and by probably I mean definitely, do not want an Illuminate Pokemon in the front of your party. This is my happy place. This music right here. Double hunting. 3 AM kind of vibe. This is the true definition of late night zoning. What's the weather like tomorrow, actually? That is such a boring question for stream, but I mean, so I can stream at a time. Weather tomorrow. Where it's not going to be boiling hot. What are we looking at? 4 to 7, it's the hottest. At 4 o'clock, it's the hottest. I'll probably stream, like, in the evening, then. Not... And by evening, I do not mean, like, this time. Like, this is not evening to me. This is night time. This is bedtime. This is, I mean, like, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And I think tomorrow we'll go for a little longer. 62, 62, what are we going to get? 2 normal Pokemon. Just so we get as many encounters as possible. I'm trying so hard to catch up from the first 3 days I missed, but... I'm really proud of myself for the sim. Oh, I told myself for the last 100 encounters we were gonna go crazy, didn't I? King DDD's theme. What's it called? Is it this? This is it. I'm about to wake myself up before I end stream and get ready to go to bed. One thing I love about, I don't know if women feel it, I've never been a woman, but being male is how fast I can just get ready to go to bed. I don't know what anyone else does. I literally just stop what I'm doing, brush my teeth, like soak my hair to get the powder out of it, wash it, dry it with a towel, and I'm like, and it's time to go to bed. Call it there. And I'm not saying like I don't do skincare or anything. I usually do all that stuff in the morning. I just, in my opinion, that stuff's like a morning thing. Just prolong the day. You know, evening, it's chill time, cozy time. I ain't got time to be applying creams. Now 7 AM me, that's unfortunately cream time. No, don't end. No, don't end. It ended. Oh, we'll have that. First time I ever played Super Smash Bros. Other than Melee was on the Wii, and I was a Meta Knight man. Disgusting Meta Knight player. Didn't even know what game it was from. I was like, this guy looks cool. We're gonna play this guy. And this guy had winnings. So I don't have to worry about recovery. I do want to find out how you play Melee on the PC, though. That'd be something I'd be so interested in playing. Not on stream, just an off-stream thing. I just got so many... It could be nostalgia, but I've got so many good memories of playing it growing up on the GameCube. Why did I say on the game? It's not on any... It's not on PlayStation 2. Yes, I love Mario. Super Smash Bros. Melee on the Switch 2. On the PS2. Final 50 gamers. Final 50. If you're hunting as well, good luck. I feel as if one of us is going to get something. Spoiler, it isn't going to be me. It will not be me. I do, however, need to remember to overnight upload the VOD to YouTube, because the first VOD I put up took so long to upload to YouTube. Like to check it, whatever it does for copyrighted content. And if anyone is wondering about VOD content, it usually goes up the day after I stream. So it won't be up today on the 22nd, it'll be up on the 23rd. If anybody missed any moments that they... Or if they stepped in towards the end, or they just want more content. This music's kind of got it. It doesn't go as hard as the King DDD one, but it's just the constant beat. Okay, the minute I mention it, it's like we're exchanging now. Ooh. What I do want to try as well is raiding, because I've never actually raided anyone on Twitch. So at the end of the stream, I'll try raiding. I just want to try the command, I'll be honest, because I don't know how you do it. I'm so useless when it comes to Twitch commands. Like, I think I'm quite tech savvy, like, better than like the average person at like using a camera, because I did that in college, so I've got like 2 years of experience with that and like editing softwares. I think I'm really like advanced to like the average person and things like that. But Twitch fans, I know the click live, go live button. I know what that button does. Oh, what is this? I'm just discovering Yokai CD. I don't think this is like a... I don't think this is one of those songs that I should be listening to. Not because it's a wrong song, but just because I think that's fan-made. I don't want to steal someone's music without their permission. This is kind of cozy music. We'll put this one on. No, I think that's someone's like custom song they've made in inspiration to a Sonic game. So I didn't want to jack their music. I'll be honest, the Jigglypuff got me again. I need to learn. So my monitor's here. Obviously, the camera's here. My monitor's here. I need to learn how to play off this screen without looking at the DS screens. Okay, it worked. So we're gonna practice it. I ran out the grass straight away. That's a great start. We're gonna practice it. I threw mud. Oh, we stayed though. The Emperor stayed. Right, that is tomorrow's goal. I'm gonna do less looking at the screen separately, and more looking at the actual screen, because it's just a built-in muscle memory. Because obviously, when I'm playing a DS game, so I've got thousands of hours playing the DS as a kid, my head goes, "Look at the DS then," when I don't need to. Like it will be so much easier if I can just learn how to look up, look it up. Especially since chat is like right there. Like, it used to be a massive convenience to learn. And whilst I might be terrible at the start, it is a skill we'll improve on. Like, when I first got these 2DSs, I was awful. Like, I was pressing the wrong buttons. I crashed the DS every 10 minutes. But it's something we've gone past. Okay, we'll go to 60. A little bonus 10 encounters. We'll call them practice encounters. At least I didn't throw a ball. I'd have been more annoyed at myself if I threw a safari ball, because that would mean I'm miles off the screen. Is this the same song? It is. If anyone's wondering what this song is, I hate when people play songs and I don't know what it is. This song is called Peppermint Parkway. And the last two encounters are... That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I look down at the DSs again. But anyway, guys, we'll just take the music back a little bit. We'll go to the most replay section. that is the stream. Thank you to everyone for stopping along. I have appreciated every viewer, every chat. Again, thank you to Develop for the follow. I hope you enjoyed the stream if you're still here. Did I have fun? Yeah, but there's a lack of shiny Pokemon in your Safari area. Joey's trying to talk to me on the phone. Joey, my boy, it is 20 to 4 in the morning. I don't want to talk right now. That was in game, not an actual person trying to talk to me. Like Joey on the phone in the game. But we are going to raid out. Let's see how we do this. We go to Twitch. Who is live? Let me mute the tab. /raid. Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Let's have a look. I was on in the Safari Zone. Here we go. I hate how it does recommended for you now instead of recommended. Instead of like Joey, I'm gonna talk to Joey because that noise is driving me crazy. No, it's not good morning, Joey. We're going to bed. We're going to bed, buddy. It's not Monday either. Cool, thank you. That was some lovely music. I loved it. Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Quick Panic is live. We'll invade Quick Panic, why not? And I think I just do that. It is. Cool. Right then, thank you to everybody who stayed around. The VOD will be up in the next couple of days on the channel. If you don't know where it is, it's down there. And I will catch you all tomorrow for some more Safari Zone encounters.